Team Preview, welcome to Tabletop Tactics and an Engine War Battle Report.
Dun dun dun. That's pretty fun.
It's very fun.
Yes.
It's very, very fun. Wow, this is a big book.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is a big book.
Yeah.
There's so much in here. I mean, it feels like Ad Mech have basically got half a codex.
Yeah.
Demons get a little updates. You know, Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights, they're kind of like a dark mirror of each other now.
Which is cool.
So, yeah, sort of, it seems that they're very much, they've all got the same sort of access to the same, if not similar things now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
While still having their own variety.
They've still got their own little bits of flavour, yeah, that's true. So, yeah, today we thought, why not use Stig's Adeptus Mechanicus army?
Yes, he left half of it
left
here.
half of it
so
here, conveniently.
I've managed to put together a list of sorts. It's actually not bad.
Yeah. We're doing 1,500 points, so it makes it a little bit easier to get a functional force together. And then today, I thought I would mix some demons with a Chaos Knights detachment.
Yeah.
So that we could get a little bit of flavour of the dark side.
So you get a bit of everything, you lucky ducks.
Bit of everything there.
Lucky.
They're very lucky. Yeah. We might even do an Imperial Knights versus Chaos Knights clash. That would be.
Let's do that. Let's do that next.
Some points.
Yes.
So we won't do a full review of this here.
Because we've done one.
Yeah, we've done one. And we don't have time to do one in addition here for Freeview. But what we will do is, of course, go over the cool stuff that we're taking in these armies today. So you'll get a nice little insight into it. And you'll actually see the game being played, which is fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, why don't we kick off then with my list?
I think that sounds
Let's start with the
quite
dark
good.
side.
Yes. Give in to your hate. I wish I had the Force, man. That'd be so cool. We'll talk more about that in your list.
The dark side is here. It's chaos in a couple of its shades with Nurgle and Chaos Knights.
Yeah. Did you want to hear my story about the Force?
No.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Go on then.
All right. So, I think I actually used it once.
No, that's enough.
So, no, listen. I'm fairly certain I used it once. It was a few years ago, and I was in Australia. Okay. This was before I came back to the UK to do tabletop tactics. I went back to Australia for a hiatus. And I woke up one morning, and I believed I had the Force so much that I just used it. So there was a bottle across the other side of the room, and I just kind of went like this, and I drank it and put it down, right? And then I kind of like went back to sleep. And then I woke up, and I realised what I had done. Yeah. I used the Force
to bring the bottle
from across the room.
Okay.
But then because I realised I had done it, because then there was that element of doubt, I've never been able to do it again.
I see.
But I'm pretty sure...
You weren't dreaming, of course.
I don't think so. I mean, you know, that would be the logical explanation.
Okay.
But I'm fairly certain that that's not what I was doing.
Right.
So my point is that I'm a Jedi.
Right.
Yes. And I would use my powers for good.
Well, then it makes you a Jedi, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't think I'd go the Sith way, although I wouldn't mind a little bit of lightning.
The Force lightning's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, you know, just in case I got, you know, in trouble one time. And I could use my lightning.
Force lightning?
Yeah. Or, you know, maybe if you used the lightning well, you could, like, you know, use it to light candles and stuff. As long as there was nothing behind the candles. But if I was so good with the Force, I could just pull a little bit of lightning above that, just go like that, and then light the candles.
Yeah.
I don't use candles very much, but I think if I had the Force, I'd use candles more.
You know what was great about that?
The fact that I'm a Jedi?
Not much, actually.
Oh, I think it's exciting. I've also got my moustache wax in today.
That's right. That's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I said I would do it for lockdown, and now we have reached the final form. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last, but
It's
getting in the way
strong
of
luck.
it. It's getting in the way of like life a little bit now.
It's a strong look.
But look, I've got the whole thing going.
Oh yeah, look. I mean, I'm sure everyone
Go
can,
like
see,
this?
can see it.
I need to trim a little bit under here, I think.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, because it gets a bit unruly. You know?
Yeah, you get a bit unruly though, don't you?
Yes.
So we're going to discuss my list now.
If we must.
I've got a battalion. And I've got a super heavy detachment. Yes, that's correct. Thank you for your wonderful story.
That's all right.
What we have is, we'll go over the battalion first. I'm going to tell you what's in the list and then I'll talk a little bit about what it is. So we've got a Great Unclean One. Hello, Mr. Great Unclean One.
Look.
Rotty's on top of his head there.
Yes.
Just hanging out for fun.
They're being friends.
I have got the bile sword and the flail being represented by his tongue. This is a model from Forge Worlds. Sometimes some people aren't aware of it. He is actually a special character. He's supposed to be called Mammon. I've seen a lot of people use him just as a regular Great Unclean One. Back in the day when the Great Unclean One was like a small fine cast model and was sort of more looked like a spawn than a Great Unclean One.
Yeah.
So we're using him as a Great Unclean One today. And it actually kind of works because I'm spending a CP to make him an exalted Great Unclean One.
Off!
Which I'll talk to you a little bit about in a moment. So that's him. I've given him Miasma of Pestilence and Virulent Blessing. So he's going to be buffing and, providing much needed benefit for my little Nurgle critters. I then have a Poxbringer with Fleshy Abundance.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be putting that Fleshy Abundance on my exalted Great Unclean One.
Yeah.
Which basically heals wounds, which is quite good.
Yeah.
We then got Spoilpox Scrivener. He's there to help out my troops, which have 2 units of 4 Nurglings. Okay, cool. And then we've got a cool stratagem for them as well in this book.
Yeah.
And then we've got a big old blob of 30 Plague Bearers. Fully tooled up musician. Icon, the works.
Tasty.
Very, very cool. So the Spoilpox Scrivener will hang around with them. And in fact, all of the Nurgle little critters will hang around together, all giving each other nice, friendly buff hugs. That's what that is.
Hey, come here.
Yeah. Now you're better.
Now you have the Force. See, that's how it works. But you have to believe in it.
I believe in the dark side of the Force.
It's still the Force.
That's true, actually.
The gift I gave you, it depends how you want to use it.
Right, of course, yeah.
But I am a Jedi, so you know.
Okay, cool.
Just saying.
Then we've got a super heavy detachment. And we have gone for the new household, because knights get new households now. They're not just iconoclast or infernal. You get that in addition, which is cool. So iconoclast giving me the extra attack, which is useful on the first turn that I'm in combat, etc. Heroically intervened, charged. Now I've gone for House Lucaris.
Oh.
Now House Lucaris sort of synergizes with that quite well because it gives me a +1 to hit in that first round, which is really neat. And then I've got the additional AP as well because of being iconoclast. So it actually makes Chaos Knights a pretty nasty force to be reckoned with in combat.
Yes.
Now, I haven't tooled this up in the most efficient way because we're having fun with it. I'm trying to show you quite a little bit of variety. So I've gone for a Desecrator class. I have paid so that he can have a Warlord trait. And the Warlord trait, there is Strike First, Strike Hard, which I think is a new House Lucaris one, because each house gets their own dedicated Warlord trait. I haven't picked that because I thought, whilst that was pretty cool, because you'd always strike first in combat with that, except if you've been charged, the person would still get to initiate that charge first. I've gone for Knight Diabolus.
Oh.
So this should be quite cool. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's a +1 to my attack. Let's find out. Yes, it's +1 to my attack. So I've got lots and lots of attacks with this Desecrator now. Plus, I've given him a Relic Laser Destructor, which is called the Daedalosus.
Oh, that's fun.
So instead of D3 shots, it's flat 3. And it's strength 16 instead of strength 14. And it still does mortal wounds on a 6-up to wound. So this is a real nasty anti-tank weapon.
Yeah.
It's D6 damage, which is a bit swingy, but when I get into combat as well, because I've also given him a Thunderstrike Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be wrecking face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I like it a lot.
I believe you would.
I've then gone for 2 War Dogs with the Thermal Spears and the Chain Glaives because they're tastier in combat now, you being House Lucaris and being an iconoclast. And that's what we can afford in 1,500 points. So, you know, you've got a little trio of knights backing up my noble
A knight
sword.
trio.
A knight's trio. So let's talk a little bit now about...
Just a little bit.
The Exalted Great Unclean One.
Yes.
So the Exalted Great Unclean One, you spend a CP and you get to buy a benefit, if you like.
Or you can
roll for 2 randomly. Now, I have bought a benefit and I've bought Revoltingly Resilience.
Because it's the best one.
Yeah, I think so. It gives my Feel No Pain rolls or my Disgustingly Resilient rolls a 4+, adds 1 to that roll. And the problem with the Greater Demons has often been they die before they ever get there, which is such a shame.
Yeah, because they're great.
Because they're really, really cool. I've also given him, he is actually the natural Warlord, because I've paid for him to just be a character and have a Warlord trait. I've also given him an artifact, and it is the Endless Gift.
Yeah, this is cool.
So the Endless Gift, a model with this relic regains 1 wound at the end of each phase. Not each turn, each phase it lost any wounds. Now, I'm ignoring wounds on a 4, and I'm regaining a wound at the end of each phase if I've lost any wounds. So you have to kill him in a single phase, or forget about it.
Yeah, so I was saying this in the... oh, what's it called?
The review?
The review, thank you very much.
Yes.
I was saying this in the review. Guys, please don't play... Because it's... Because it says it does. There's no caveat in there that says unless he's destroyed.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
So don't.
He doesn't die and then get back up on 1 win.
No. Because that means you couldn't kill him.
That's right.
Now, so I could understand technically if someone were to try and argue that point. But that's not in the spirit of how this rule was written.
The rule says a model with this relic regains 1 lost wound at the end of each phase in which it lost any wounds.
So in theory, if he went down to 0 wounds, the next phase
he just regains.
He just regains a wound.
But no, that's not.
Now,
that's not,
I have a very strong feling that is not the intention that Games Workshop meant.
It's funny you say that. Actually.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's correct.
Oh, you think that's how it's supposed to be played?
So,
so we won't be playing it that way.
No,
and
if
also,
he dies, he dies.
And
if he dies.
And if anyone tries to play it that way with you, just politely say no.
No, you just say no.
Say, get out of here. I've got the force, and I will force you.
Right.
Like this.
So,
maybe when I'm doing the force...
Got some cool stratagems.
Maybe when I'm doing the force, like it's like the butterfly effect.
I hope to show that off today.
No, hang on, listen, this is important.
No.
Maybe when I do the force, it's like the butterfly effect. So like I do that thinking nothing's happening, but you know, somewhere across the world, a tree fell over.
Yeah, of course.
And that was because of me.
Just because of you, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I need to learn to focus my force.
I think you need to learn to focus, correct, yeah.
My force.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got the Nurgling Infestation. This is one that I hope to show off today, but I just wanted to shout it out because it's really, really powerful as well for only 1 CP. Use the stratagem at the end of any phase except the morale phase. Select 1 Nurgling unit from your army. Roll 1d6 for each model in that unit that was destroyed that phase. For each roll of a 5+, return 1 model to that unit with all of its wounds remaining, placing them in unit coherency. Now, I know that you might think, oh, well, it's just Nurglings. Who cares? No. Nurglings actually are really irritatingly tough.
Yeah.
Obviously, if someone focuses on them, they can kill them, but they're actually one of those irritatingly tough units, and they've got great board control, and they are troops. You know, they've got your objective secured, right? So you can be holding objectives, and if someone fails to kill, say if you had a blob of 6 or something, they've killed 5, you go, yeah, I'll pop that stratagem on, and you regain a couple. It's like it's a real war of attrition which your opponent starts to lose because they just can't kill these things fast enough.
Nah.
You know, so it's really, really cool. Now look, there's some really, really cool stuff in here with the Slanesh Greater Demons, with the Bloodthirster, with the Lord of Change as well. We're definitely going to be doing a playtest of the Bloodthirster descending in and adding 2 to his charge. You know, that's going to be really cool.
The Bloodthirster's really, I don't want to say great, but he's much better.
Yeah, I think the demons have not... the demons probably overall have come off the worst out of all of these updates, I think.
Yeah.
But there are some real gems in there. I guess the biggest problem could be that the things which are already your go-to units, like Nurgle and Tzeentch, generally, obviously Slaanesh has some good stuff, Khorne has its moments, but generally Nurgle and Tzeentch were seen far more. Those things have only gotten better, so you'd probably still see them
more often. Unless you're...
But there are some interesting gems, as I've said now, which, you know, with a little bit of panache, with some play testing, you might find a combo which is quite nasty if you're a demon fan. So you know, let us know what you think. So look, that's the Forces of Chaos today. And let's cover the Ad Mech.
Okay,
It's coming up next.
Alrighty, you lucky ducks. I'm running the Ad Mech today. I've spoken to Stig, and he's given me some pointers. I am going to caveat this. This is the first time I've used Ad Mech before. So I'm endeavouring to make the best use of this that I possibly can with the units that were available to me. I may make a couple of little mistakes. I'm going to obviously endeavour not to.
Well,
but,
we're both trying not to.
Yes.
I'm not an Ad Mech expert either.
Yeah, so please just bear that in mind. But I think I've got a pretty good handle on this. So let's see how we go. I do like the Ad Mech. I've been liking them more and more since Stig started playing them. At first I was a bit like, they're a bit weird. You know, they've got like a lot more incense going on than the Imperium. And don't get me wrong, I really like incense. It's very calming, but their use of incense seems a bit
Sinister.
It's
sinister
and
incense.
that, yeah, exactly. And that kind of made me feel a bit weird because I don't use incense like that.
No,
I don't. But you know, we'll just see.
Well, they're very grim dark, aren't they?
They are very grim dark.
Yeah.
They're very grim dark.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah. So anyway, here's the list. I am running these guys as Stygies today.
So you're -1 to hit?
Yes,
That's
as
not
long
very
as
nice.
you're out of range. So I believe if you're within 12, it's not a problem. But that's fine. So for my HQs, I've got the Daedalus, and I've also got a Tech Priest Dominus. The Dominus will be my Warlord, and I've given him one of the new Warlord traits, the Holy Order Warlord traits, which is really cool. So one of the things is they've given 4 new Warlord traits that you can take, and you can use them in any of the factions. What are they? No, Forge Worlds. Forge, see, this is what I mean. You can use them in any of the Forge Worlds.
Yeah,
so if you're Mars, you can use one of these. If you're Stygies, you can use one of these.
Because they all follow loosely these 4 different orders.
Yeah, exactly. So they're kind of like an order within a Forge World. And so apparently there's many of them, according to the little blurb.
So what you've got now are rules within rules.
Yeah,
it's
like
rules Inception.
It's Inception, you know.
Which we've basically seen with all of the Psychic Awakening books, really.
Yeah. Some people say I look like Leonardo DiCaprio. Did you know that? I think it's the moustache that make people think that.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Because my handsome levels have improved.
Yeah.
I'm very handsome these days.
You say very often how you are the eye candy of the channel.
It's true.
You say that very often.
Someone has to be.
It's interesting. I suppose if you keep saying something, you start to believe it, don't you?
It's the power of positive thought.
It's good.
I'm creating my own reality.
Why don't you put that power of positive thought onto the army that you're presenting here?
The army is secondary. All right?
To the commander, that's true.
To the handsomeness. Do you understand? You probably don't. That's what I have to work with. Very difficult when you've got to put face wax on now. I've got to put face wax on my moustache. There's lots going on. Just twirl it up a bit. It gets in the way. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sold on the wax. Maybe I just need to trim it down a bit. Anyway, I'm sure you all don't want to hear about this, or maybe you do. But I'm going to go over the list anyway. Right. So I've given them I've given them the Divinations of the Magos.
Ah, yes.
Or Magos.
Now, what does that do?
So, at the start of your turn, you can select one of the aura abilities below. Until the start of your next turn, this Warlord trait is treating as having that aura ability on their data sheet. So you get 3 choices, which is really cool.
It's very flexible.
Very flexible. So first of all, I've got Overloaded Safeguards. So when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a friendly Forge Ward model within 6 of this Warlord, and a modified hit roll of 6 scores an additional hit.
Ouch.
Now, there are particular units which I actually wanted to use this with, namely the Dacabots, because I think that could be pretty brutal, and then you add that in with something like the Daedalus as well. It becomes incredibly accurate, and you get all of the shots in the world. Stig didn't leave his whole army here, but that's a synergy that I could see working quite well with them.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You've also got aggressive subroutines.
Okay.
So you can reroll charge rolls made for friendly Forge World units whilst they are within 6 of this Warlord. Yeah, cool. Okay. It may not come up as often. It just depends how you're building your list, but it does give you some options. The Dominus is generally the way I've seen them being played, are kind of played back. They're kind of like with the castles, doing those reroll abilities and stuff. But if you went for a full combat army, it could be quite useful. The only thing is, the really good combat unit, well, one of the really good combat units, and some of the new units, which Stig is building at the moment, so when this whole COVID malarkey comes down, we'll actually see a whole bunch of them, which is really exciting, because there's some really good stuff in this book. Pop over to our on-demand channel if you want to see our breakdowns of actually all of the different setups. We've done 3 videos because there's a lot in here.
Yes, big book.
But I think Ad Mech, we were saying, I will just say briefly, feel really fleshed out as a force.
Yeah.
They've got the transports now. They've got fast-moving units. They've got an incredible amount of mortal wound output
Bomber's
as well.
Awesome. The
Bomber's really good. The Peteraxi are really good.
Taraxi.
The Peteraxi.
Cerberus Riders.
The rappers.
They've actually got some really valid screening tactics.
Yeah, so there's lots of really good stuff going on here. But the thing that I find interesting about something like aggressive subroutines is because the HQ slots are not inherently fast. If you've got a fast-moving army, I can't imagine you using that unless it's in a defensive sort of way.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if your enemy's that close that you're going to be charging, you probably have units which are going to be in range anyway. So, you know. But it's there, it's something I can use. I'm mainly taking this for the overloaded safeguards though. You've then got something called predatory programming. So when a friendly unit within 6 of the Warlord advances, roll 1 additional d6 and discard 1 of the dice when making the advance roll. So again, if you were starting off and you really needed to get stuff up the board, turn 1, and you know you're not going to get them into combat, something like that could be really useful.
Could be cheeky.
But then you will be getting rid of the bubble, the 6 you get the shooting, as it were.
Yes.
So anyway, that's that. Oh, hang on. I need to hang on. Got to unlock. No unlock. Right. So so this is in a battalion, obviously. Oh yeah. So I'm running a battalion of the Spearhead today. So for my troops, I have 2 units of 5 Skitarii Rangers, and then have a unit of 9 Vanguards. We then go over to the elites. I have the Fulgurite Electro-Priests in here. They're pretty awesome. And then I've also got a unit of 5 Sicarian Infiltrators, which is cool. There's no new stratagems that I can see which will really affect them. I'll obviously read through that again.
Yeah, a lot of the new stratagems are for the new units, but there are things that will work.
There is a couple of things that you'll get to see here as well, which I'll get to show you in the game.
There's stuff
There's
as well
stuff
now.
for Scorpius,
because
which
technically
is really
that's not a new unit, but now it's been published properly in a book.
Yeah, so that's why it almost feels like a little codex.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot.
It's
there's
a big
lot
update
in there
for Ad Mech. It's a big update. Yeah.
I do have 5 chickens today, the Dragoons. They do actually have a pretty cool stratagem, which I'm intending to use, hopefully, which is it's about their incense, funnily enough.
Oh, it gives them the -1 to hit.
I can't find the name of it,
combat,
but it also gives them the -1 to hit in combat, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I really rate them. I actually
perpetual incense.
Perpetual incense.
It's just perpetual.
It's always, and so it's only a CP.
Keeps on going.
It's always
Perpetual.
there. I then have 4 Scorpius Dune Riders. Now, there is a really cool stratagem with this, actually, for 0 CP called the Evacuation Sequence.
Yes, this is very cool.
So use this
It's free.
Yeah,
It's 0.
it's free. It's you're welcome. You just get it.
But you can still only use one stratagem per phase.
Oh, of course, yes. But so effectively, you can disembark and you don't have to roll for your unit inside.
It's really cool.
So if it's really cool. So if you've got a key unit that you do not want to lose any, i.e., my priests or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use that.
I'm actually not going to roll for them to die.
Yeah, because that's not what's happening.
I'm just going to
today.
go, here's my stratagem, and I've spent a donut on it.
Yeah, 0. That's what I've spent. So that's pretty cool. We then go over to the spearhead. So I've got a tech priest in there, engine seer, and then I've got 3 Scorpius disintegrators, and I've got the Furamite cannons on there. I think the Belios is probably better, but actually in this game I'm quite thankful that Stig left me with these particular cannons, because if I'm coming up against a knight I need a bit more of that stuff. So I've got 3 of them. There's also a stratagem in here as well for the Scorpius, again, which I will be using. Yes, so it's called the
Scopic?
I was reading it. Triangulation. How dare you? How dare you? You don't need brains with the beauty, you see. That's what I've learned. This is how I get on in society now.
Good.
Yeah.
Look, you work whatever works for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm working it. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, you know. So this is pretty cool. So until the end of the phase, if that model shoots all of its weapons it is equipped with at the same target, then you can add 1 to the hit roll, and the target does not receive the benefit of cover. So that's
neat.
cool.
Very
Yeah,
neat.
so it's kind of like a focus fire sort of thing. Again, only a CP.
And when you've got those ignore line of sight cannons, which you're not running today, are you?
No.
But that becomes really cool.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
ignore line of sight weaponry.
And then you
brilliant.
go, cool, you're on that objective, not anymore.
Yeah. There you are.
So yeah, look, the list is pretty tasty. It's definitely got board control. It's got some shooting. It's got some combat. It's active in a lot of phases. It's got inbuilt defenses on there as well, which is nice. And you've got some new canticles. Oh yeah, the new canticles are quite cool. So the Stygies
And your
one,
custom forge worlds as well. From
yeah,
a rank world.
we will. I'll probably hold off for Stig to come and play with the new ones. I'm not going to suddenly pick up. I'm sorry, Ad Mech players. I'm not going to suddenly pick up this army and start using it more. Just because this is literally the only build that we have, and it might get quite boring quite quickly. And but there are some really interesting stuff that you can build in here with the new Forge World dogmas. But I just wanted to let you know with the Forge World canticles. So this
What's
one's
the Stygies one?
It's called Plea of the Veiled Hunter.
Okay.
So effective units can shoot in a turn in which they fell back, which is really powerful. But if a unit does so when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon, it's at -1. But there are ways you can manipulate that with either stratagems and things like the Daedalus as well.
I mean, Stygies and Mars were probably the better ones anyway. Certainly the ones you'd see.
And they've kind of got
gotten better. So I suspect you'll probably see them the same amount.
Yeah, but I think there is something to be said about the custom worlds as well.
Yep.
I think the rad saturated Forge world actually is quite interesting, especially with some of the new units that you've got.
There's a lot of new build potential for Ad Mech armies. You could really see the makeup of how they're generally built. They're really fleshed out now.
Yeah.
So you've got the variety. So you've got actually quite a few different builds that you can do now, from a more balanced army to a castle army with proper screening to
you can really go
combat
for,
army.
you can really go for a combat army.
Yeah.
Like I think a combat army with all of the new Cerberus units backed up with the chickens, put some priests in there, have some dune crawlers going up with some flyers, and the Peterax guys as well.
Taraxi.
Yeah, Peterax. Peteraxi. They're rappers, you see. That's how they work. Because they can also rap in combat. So it's like a double thing. I believe that's called a double entendre. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there you go. But what it means is, and this is for Ad Mech players, I think, that you suddenly have all of these new tools at your disposal and all these new builds. And for anyone who plays any army, that's a really exciting thing. You don't want to have to play an army in a particular way.
No.
You know, so that's...
You want to collect all the toys.
You want to collect all the toys, and you want to be able to go, well, actually, I'm going to run this as combat heavy today. Yep. I'm going to do this. And so I think it's exciting. I think it's really cool. But that's it. That is the list. It's 1497.
Cool. Mine's 1495. So
there you go.
You win by default.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's been a good game.
Yeah.
We're not going to bother.
No, that's it.
That's it.
So,
Hope you enjoyed that. We've been Tabletop Tactics. We'll see you next time.
I concede.
Yep. Welcome to the battlefield. Today's mission is Frontline Warfare, an Eternal War mission from the chapter-approved 2019 Player's Handbook. The players roll off, and the winner chooses if they are the attacker or the defender. Starting with the defender, the players alternate placing objective markers. The first one is placed in your deployment zone, 6 inches from the battlefield edge. The next 2 are placed equidistant from both players' deployment zones, more than 12 inches apart from each other, and 6 inches from the battlefield edge. Points are scored at the end of each battle round for each objective marker you hold. The objective marker in your deployment zone is worth 1 point, the ones outside the deployment zones are worth 2 points, and the objective marker in your enemy's deployment zone is worth 4 points. First Strike, Slay the Warlord, and Linebreaker are also in effect.
Our theatre of war is ready. The forces of chaos march across these once verdant lands, but now they are becoming corrupt with the pestilence of Nurgle. It is the Adeptus Mechanicus that perhaps have been digging upon this world, seeking some ancient archaeotech, some STC template. We shall see if they can indeed unearth it and defend themselves against the tyranny of chaos.
That's the idea.
Well, currently I'm the attacker.
Yes.
Perhaps you weren't aware that these lands were infested with a foul blight, sir.
I had an idea.
You had an idea?
Yeah.
You rocked up with a lot of guns.
Just thought, why not?
Well, are you going to be bringing those guns to bear in a seizing of the initiative?
Yeah, why not?
Are you going to be somebody today?
It's difficult, but yes.
It's difficult.
Here we go.
See.
Are you ready?
Moustache. Let's see if he can do it. It is...
That's a 3. The movement phase is complete, and the forces of chaos have stormed the center of the board. We've moved forward with the knight. The war dogs are flanking, well, we've got this one flanking down the right-hand side there, being a bit cheeky. Why not? Nurglings have moved forward to hold that objective. The blob has moved forward of Plague Marines. They're holding that objective along with these Nurglings. And then we've got Papa Nurgle himself, the Greater Demon, the Exalted Greater Demon made manifest here, and the 2 characters in the back. So...
Yeah, all the Nurgle stuff advanced, basically.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good fun, isn't it?
Nice and quick. It's
Yeah. Yep, straight up the board. So there will be a psychic phase coming up. It will be a short one, then there'll be a short shooting phase, and that will be it, really.
Yeah.
I don't really think we can get any charges off by the looks of it.
No.
So that's that. We'll be back in the psychic phase. Kicking off the psychic phase with Miasma of Pestilence. This is being added to the Plague Bearer blob.
Yes.
Okay.
Miasma of Pestilence. Goes off perfectly, just on a 6.
On a 6, very good. I can't deny you, so they're now -2 to hit. Okay, very good.
I've got Virulent Blessing. I'm going to put that on them, which gives them add 1 to wound rolls.
Cool.
And if it's a 7+, they do inflict double damage, which is pretty cool because they're next to a Locust, which makes them damage 2 on 6s anyway. That's crazy.
Which is crazy, right?
That doesn't go off.
That fails. Okay, very good. What about your big boy over here?
Right, well, that was actually him.
Oh, that was him?
He did both of those, yes.
Forgive me.
Then the other one I've got is Fleshy Abundance, which I haven't lost any wounds yet, so...
So that's that.
That's that. I'm out of smite range. That was the rapid fire psychic.
Very good.
We're just warming up here.
Yeah, just having a little little flecks of
warmed
those.
up. That's what it is.
That's nice.
Yep.
That's nice. Okay, very good. Well, let's do some shooting. Kicking off the shooting phase with the War Dog. He's firing his thermal lance, or thermal spear, forgive me, at this Scorpius over here.
Yeah. And the stubber will go at your chicken walkers.
At the chicken. So it'll be -2 to hit them, -1 to hit the Distractor. Okay, very
Different
good.
shots on the thermal spear, just the one.
Can he hit?
No. And then the heavy stubber. No hits.
No hits. Okay, very good. Second War Dog, D3 shots at this one here.
Three shots.
Three shots.
This time.
Very nice. So 4s.
One hit.
One hit. Fails to wound.
What's your toughness,
on
by
a
the way?
1. 7.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that.
Okay.
For the CP. I make a wound. It's
Okay,
-4.
cool. So -4. So because I've put Shroud Psalm on, I'm not sure whether I mentioned that, guys, then I will get a 6-up save here. For the Honor Sire.
I think you often get that anyway. You make it. Well done.
Hey! Hey! And now the heavy stubbers. 2 hits. No wounds.
No. Okay,
fair
cool.
enough. It is now time for the Trail of Destruction.
Oh, yes.
What are you shooting at?
Daedalosus at this one.
At this one here. Okay.
So it's the Relic. I'm using 2 CP on Trail of Destruction, which means I can re-roll my hit rolls.
Okay, very nice.
And it's not failed either, it's just re-roll. So you just re-roll. There we go, that's
3
3
hits. Very nice.
Now these wound on 2s.
Yes, they
and
do.
6s do D3 mortal wounds in addition. We do get 2 wounds, but
2
no
wounds.
6s.
Okay, and it's minus?
Its minus is 4. So
Okay, so
D6
6s. Hey!
6. No, not this time.
Oh dear.
Okay, this is 2d6 damage then.
Oh no.
Yeah. How many wounds have you got?
Don't ask me that question right now.
Double 6 then. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8
Oh,
wounds. Huzzah!
okay. Brutal. With that, that is the end of the turn. Very, very cool. So we've definitely buffed up with the powers over here. They're going to be incredibly difficult to shift. Lawrence is holding 3 objectives at the moment as well. So going second will allow me to try and remove them. But still, I've got to make some choices on these targets here. I think I'll have to just ignore those Plague Bearers for now. Oh dear. But yes, look, very cool. So no points scored, unfortunately there. Did manage to stop the strike. So let's see what happens. We'll be back after my movement phase.
The movement phase, turn 1 for the Adeptus Mechanicus has now been completed. We can see that the chickens, the dragoons, their taser lances are levelled at this knight here.
That's
Could
so
be a
cool.
problem.
So cool. Charge!
Rotti, however, is happy and dancing on the ruined honoured Imperium.
He's doing these ones. He's thinking, yeah, yeah.
More movements. Over here we can see that the damaged Scorpius has moved around behind this rock face here.
Still moves 9.
Still moves 9, yeah, they're pretty fast.
Pretty good.
Got a couple of boats hanging back on their home base objective along with a boat here. This boat has moved forward, does have Electro-Priest inside. He's biding his time for a future charge, I'm sure. And we have these 2 Scorpius ready to level their considerable cannons at the knight, no doubt, or perhaps something else, who knows. We shall see. So with that in mind, got some repair rolls to be doing here.
Yes, so I'm gonna put
you get 1 for free from the Tech Priest Dominus there.
I don't think I mentioned it, but his relic, which is the something of Arkhan land, allows you to re-roll this dice.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, he takes 2 wounds back.
Okay,
Puts
so
him to
it's
6.
been repaired.
Very nice.
For 2 wounds.
And now I'm going to use Tech Adept.
Yep, which is a
I'm
stratagem.
I'm going to heal him again.
Okay, very good.
Because it says in the book, and I looked in the FAQ, so if I've got this wrong, but it says you can do it even on the same vehicle.
Yes.
So here we go.
So now he gets another wound back as well. Wow. So he's on 7 wounds.
Okay, very good.
Not bad. All right, that's movement. Let's see what he does with all those guns. We're in a shooting phase, folks, and Daedalus is putting his ability, his aura on. Everyone within 6 inches getting a +1 to hit, and they're selecting, of course, the knight over here, my despoiler. They're going to try and despoil him, it seems. What are we opening with, though?
Actually, 1 second.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay, no, he's checked. He just needs to make sure those units were within 24. They are, so that's not an issue. We're firing with the damaged Scorpius, who does actually count as being on a top bracket now.
Because of the healing, which is cool, right? Okay. So, worth the CP I spent, I feel.
Yes, indeed.
So, we'll be hitting you on 2s, rerolling 1s. I'm going to put my Thermite Cannon into you, as well as the Disruptor Missile Launcher. Okay,
I'm spending a CP to rotate my Ion Shields.
Very good. And then I'll put the Cognus Stubbers, of which there are twin heavy stubbers, of which there are... Oh, no. Cognus heavy stubbers, not twin, but 3 of them will go into you guys there. Okay, so the Thermite, so hitting you on 2s, rerolling 1s because of the Dominus and the Daedalus. Okay. Now, that's another thing. Obviously, I've chosen for his aura that 6s explode. Yes. So I just need to check if it's just explodes or you get to roll another one.
We'll come right back. Yes, it is an additional hit. Doesn't have to roll to hit with that additional hit.
That's nice.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now...
strength 8, so it'll be forced to wound.
Yeah, for toughness 8.
3 wounds though. 3 wounds there, Lawrence.
Minus?
3.
Cool, so 4+, invulnerable save with my Iron Shields. I fail all 3. What is the damage?
9. That would be 9 damage. A flat 3 damage.
A flat 3. Okay. You've still got 2 more to fire. We'll keep it as it is for the moment.
Okay.
Okay, D6 shots with the missile launcher now.
4. Respectable. Okay, can we roll that 1? But I get an additional 2 hits there because of the exploding 6s.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
Very nice. So 5s and 6s to wound you here, though. So it's 3 wounds there, unfortunately, Lawrence.
Okay. That's
minus 2.
2 saves.
2 saves, so another D3 damage.
Okay. 2 more wounds. Okay, very nice. Down to 13 wounds. Okay, not lucky for some. And now the Cognus heavy stubbers onto the Nurglings.
Yeah, so these will be 3s rerolling 1s. Okay, 2 6s there, so that just comes across as normal. Your toughness is 2 or 3? 2.
So 2's to wound.
2's to wound. Okay, so that is 8 wounds.
3, 4, 5,
no
6,
minus.
7, 8. Okay, so 8 wounds here. We get 5+ invulnerable saves being demons. And then we get 5+ disgustingly resilient because you're only damaged 1. So we lose 3 wounds. That's 1 base down to 1 wound. That was just 1 Scorpius. We're now firing the second Scorpius at the same split of fire. So Stubbers over here and everything else into the Knights.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So the Thermite Cannon. Okay, so 4 hits again. So that's it's really paying off. Really good to have hanging around with these sorts of units.
Yeah.
Forced to wound you. Only 1 wound that time, though. That's more reasonable.
Ion Shields. We do make it on a 5.
Very nice.
We've got the missile launcher, though. Let's not forget that. D6 shots, 5 shots there.
Very good. All hits, though. So
yes.
that's fine because of the Daedalus there. And then 5s and 6s.
Another wound.
1 wound.
Okay, rotated Ion Shields for chaos. That does fail to save. Is it D3 damage?
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
Let's take 3
though. Ouch. Stubbers on these Nurglings now, little critters.
Okay, so we can re-roll the 1. Cool. And then I get an additional hit because of the 6. 2s. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds again.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5s. And then disgustingly resilient 5s. Make another 2, so we lose 3 wounds. So 1 base is destroyed, and 1 is left with 2 wounds. The final Scorpius, the exact same split of fire here.
Yes, here we go. So the Pheromite. Okay, can we roll those 1s? But I've got an additional hit in there so far. Very nice. Okay. Only 1 wound though.
Okay. Ion Shields. Do I want to use a CP at this stage? Yes, probably. Nope, doesn't go through. Okay.
Okay, cool. So
3 damage, down to 7.
Okay, DC shots with the missile. 3. Okay, we roll the 1, and I can see I've got an additional in there as well. So 4 hits because of the Daedalus.
2 wounds.
2 wounds, yeah.
Missiles are strength 7, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Fail both of those.
2d3 damage.
4 wounds. Okay. So he's left with just 3 wounds remaining here. This knight is very, very, very damaged. And the heavy stubbers into the Nurglings.
Okay, reroll that 1. Cool, so it always works out because of the 2 6s in there, getting me additional hits. 2s, so that is 6 wounds.
Okay. 5s. Nothing. Discussing the resilience. Make 2, so fail 4, so that will kill another base and put 1 on 2 wounds. We're now going over to this boat over here, doing 12 shots with the stubbers into the Nurglings, conscious that he wants to get rid of them off the objective.
Okay, hitting on 3s, very nice roll. 6s don't explode, I'm not within 6 of the Dominus there, guys. 2s. Okay, so that is 11 wounds.
Okay, for 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's do 5s, and then let's do 5s again for disgustingly resilience. Okay, that's 4 wounds down, so that's another base destroyed, and the last one on 2 wounds. This boat now firing at the Nurgling on the steps here.
Yes. Okay. Lots of shots from these boats. I can see why Stig likes them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7!
7!
Looking at 5s, and then... Yes, the Nurglings are, in fact, destroyed, all splattered across the Imperial steps. This boat now firing into the Plague Bearers. They are a -2 to hit.
Yeah, so we'll be 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Force to wound you. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, okay. 2 saves.
Lovely.
We are demons.
And then to finish it off, I have one last one. They'll do the same again.
Okay.
Oh, lots of hits there. Very nice. 4s. 3 wounds.
3 wounds. 2
very
saves
nice.
so far. 3 saves.
Hey!
Triple 6. Very nice.
It is now the charge phase. The chickens ready their lancers and charge into this knight. I will have to suffer some overwatch on the way in.
Okay, let's see if a laser destructor relic. No, nothing there. And then heavy stubber. No, nothing there.
Okay, so let's see this charge. Hey! I've rolled a 10. Very nice. In they go.
That brings us to the fight phase. They have leveled their lances. They have made the charge. Will they bring down the knights on only 3 wounds? Probably.
There's a good chance.
Rolling the attacks.
Right, so I am now going to use 2 stratagems. So I'm going to use the Conqueror Doctrine Imperative.
Yep.
So I get +2 to hit, and it means that 4s will be 6 hits on you now, because it's 6+ for the Dragoon special rule. So you get +2 to hit. So
Yes.
you'd be hitting on 2s.
Yep.
Normally it would be 6+. That
Yes, but you get 6 hits, or how many additional hits do you get for each 6+ normally?
on 6s you get 3.
Right.
So
perfect.
4s are worth 3 hits.
Yes.
Is that not
6
what I
hits.
said?
You said 6 hits.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you lucky ducks.
Okay.
Right, you cheekies, you whatevers. You're not plants yet, and be thankful for it. So we've got that, and then I'm also going to use the Incense Eternal, I believe it's called.
Perpetual incense.
Yeah, same thing though, really. Perpetual, Eternal, it's a very similar thing. So there we go. So they're also -1 to hit in combat. Is that necessary? Well, if I kill him, I might be. It looks like I'll be able to, after my pylons, tag you as well, so you will be able to fight me. So I'll need that -1.
Okay.
So here we go. So it's 15 attacks to start with, and 4s explode. Okay, so I need some more dice. So I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, it's forced to wound now. They are strength 8.
So a whole bunch of wounds there. We're looking for a whole bunch of wounds. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You've got at least 5.
7.
I'm just going to roll those. Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay, very good. Does he blow up?
Does he blow up? And now I'm tempted to use a stratagem where I blow up on a 4, called Spiteful Demise.
Ha!
However, I won't, because I want to use some other CP to show you guys some fun stuff. Do I blow up anyway? No. I'm just going to say that's a 1.
Okay.
No, I do not blow up.
Okay, so I was able to consolidate into this guy here, so I will get struck back.
Yes, so 4 attacks.
So
we don't get any of our
-1.
rules because we've been consolidated into, so that is 4 misses.
Okay, wow, so the incense there you go, you saw it actually do something. It's good when we preview something and you see things do things.
He's literally seen everything they can do.
You've done it!
That's it.
Well done. That's the end of my turn. Let's wrap this up properly.
And with that, that concludes turn 1 for the Adeptus Mechanicus, and in fact it concludes the battle round. So the Dragoons just really finishing off the night there. I mean, to be fair, he put the stratagem on them for the 4s to explode, but it was kind of an inevitable conclusion because we've seen those Doom Crawlers absolutely power up with that new Warlord aura. The 6s exploding there really did get those extra hits, and that meant that they got enough through those ion shields despite being rotated to destroy him, or pretty much destroy him before the Dragoons even charged. Meanwhile though, that does also mean he's knocked off this my Nurglings and the Knight from that objective, and he's controlling this objective. So he's on 4 points, 2 points for this one, 1 for the one in this deployment zone, and 1 for first strike. We did not score first strike, but we do have 1 point here, and we have 2 points for the little critters over here. So it's 4-3, it's Chaos turn 2, and we have some counter charges about to happen.
Turn 2 movement phase for the Chaos Forces is complete. And we have come around this way. We're still holding this objective with the Nurglings. The big bad bomba. Nurgle himself, the exalted demon prince. No, it's not prince. He's greater demon prince. No, he's a prince in my eyes.
He's a greater demon.
He's a greater demon prince.
Could be a prince of the greater demon.
Yes, that's what I was going for.
You could say that.
That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So he's coming over here. You can imagine the smell. It's probably not great. Then he's followed by his smelly friends and his other 2 smelly friends. It's all very smelly. And we stayed in combat over here with this war dog. So that's it. That's the movement phase done. There will be a psychic phase. Let's see what happens. Okay, Miasma of Pestilence now being cast onto the Plague Bearers.
Yes, indeed. From the big guy himself, that goes off.
On an 8. So
okay,
again.
then we'll do Virulent Blessing on the Plague Bearers. The Virulent Blessing.
6?
Well, that would be a fail, because we have a 7. Let me... I don't think I need it that badly, given some of the other cool stuff that I've got. Let me have a think about that.
Okay. Gonna leave it as is?
Yeah, because I want to save the CP to try and show you guys some other stuff.
Cool.
So just saving it, putting it on rerolls is really boring.
Yeah.
So let's do a smite instead. This is a super smite, and that's from Mr. Poxbringer over here.
Okay, very nice.
D6 mortal wounds.
6, you kill one.
Very nice.
Oh, brutal. He can explode. So just let me grab one of my dice here. Ha! He does explode. Okay, very good. Well, let me measure that up. So I removed this one here. I've put my guys down 1 mortal wound, but it will get them, the Plague Bearers, and the Exalted Demon Prince.
Okay, revoltingly resilient on the Exalted Demon, Greater Demon.
Yes.
That passes. And the Plague Bearers, 1 of kill.
Yay, finally! With that, that's the end of the psychic phase. So we will do a smattering of shooting. We'll be right back. We're in the shooting phase and we're starting off with the Greater Demon. He's going to fire into the Dragoons here, which he can do.
Yes, because it's
flail.
Plague Flail, and we're imagining this horrible tongue. It's just
just whoosh.
Okay,
I love
so
it.
he hits on 4s because you're -1. He hits you 1 time. He wounds you once because he's strength 7.
Sure, what's the minus?
It's -3, I believe.
-3?
Damage 2.
Okay, so I do have a 6-up invulnerable save here. Can I make it? I don't, so it's 2 damage down on the Dragoon. This War Dog firing into this Disintegrator here. He is within 12, so no minus.
Yes, indeed.
D3 shots, just the 1.
Okay.
We hit.
Oh. Cool. Yep, to wound. Fail to wound.
Fail to wound on a 1. Okay.
Do I want to use a CP on that? Oh, I have to think about that one.
Okay, well, do you have a think?
It's the charge phase. I didn't decide to re-roll that 1 to wound because whilst it perhaps might have been prudent to do so, I really do want to actually show you some of the new stratagems before I'm completely obliterated. So I'm going to try and save on the CP. This War Dog though will be declaring a charge. I need a 9 to make it to this one. I would need an 11 because I'm sort of scooting around here. His 6s to hit also explodes on the Overwatch. So that makes it even more dangerous. So I'm only going to declare the charge against the 1.
Yeah, okay, cool. No worries.
All right.
All right, well, here we go. So we'll start with the thermite cannon. No hits. D6 on the missile. 3. No hits. And then, well, there you go. That's all right. Right, so I got 4 hits with the stubbers.
Explode.
No wounds.
No wounds.
Okay.
Okay. Now to make the charge. Making the charge would have a significant impact.
10.
A 10. Well, what do you know? Looks like a bit of Lawrence luck has kept me in it.
We now come over to these charges over here. Obviously can't overwatch, so we're going to go with the Great Unclean One into the Dragoons.
Great Unclean One.
5.
Let's see. Because I do have a -2, but going from my base here. Well, a 3 still gets me within an inch because I'm actually only 3.5 away from you. So even with the -2 going through the forest,
Didn't matter.
he still makes it.
Perfect. Okay, we'll move him in. Very good. Okay, so now the Plague Bearers +1 to charge.
Yes, but they are also going through a forest, so there's effectively a -1. So that's
7, the blessed number.
Yeah, blessed number becomes a 7 indeed. Okay, very cool. I'll
So
move them in.
you'll get a few in there by the looks of it. Yeah, very nice. Kicking off the fight phase with the Great Unclean One.
Yeah.
He's going to be attacking the Dragoons, obviously. I've used my Perpetual Incense, so I'll be -1 to hit, because you do that at the start of the fight phase.
Yes, but just before you do that, on a 4-up you take a mortal wound because of my massive bulk.
No.
And I charge. Yes, you take a mortal wound.
Okay, so one guy's...
That's a Great Unclean One roll.
Very good. Well, one guy's on 2 wounds remaining in that case.
Right, now I get 5 attacks, and we're hitting on 3s now instead of 2s because of your incense. So you do stop one of those things.
Worth a CP there!
We are strength 8.
So
and we're re-rolling to wound because that's what we get to do, which is just as well. Okay, so just 2 wounds.
2 wounds, so I'll get 6 invulnerable saves on these. I make 1, okay?
D6
Big news.
damage. 2.
2, so that does kill 1.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so does he blow up? He does not, but he is removed. Okay, interesting.
Right, that is the Great Unclean One. A little underwhelming, he only killed the 1, but he has now done the pile-in, or the consolidate rather, and then Bone has now just interrupt. So this guy was here, and basically, because I just wanted to end up end up closer, I've moved around this way, so I'm still technically closer than just going this way. It's pushed me further up that way to give him a problem. But now he's interrupted, and he's spent 3 CP, because he's interrupted and spent a CP to do those exploding hits.
Yeah.
Those lances are going on the Plague Bearers.
Yes, so I now
we're -2 to hit.
Yes, but I get +2 to hit, so it just kind of cancels it out. So I'll be hitting you on 3s. My canticle for this turn was Chant of the Remorseless Fist, so it's hitting you on 3s, rerolling 1s. 6s explode into 3 hits. Okay, so no 6s, but I can reroll that 1. Okay, cool. So it is still a decent amount of hits. 3s to wound you. Okay, so it's
5 wounds.
5 wounds.
I happen to have 5 dice.
Very nice.
5 plus invulnerable saves. No, and
2 damage a pop.
okay, I'll just I roll all 5 at once, and then if I roll 2, I'll re-roll those to see if I would have saved. No, so 5 Plague Bearers are killed.
Plague Bearers have piled in. It is now time for them to strike.
Yes, indeed. So I have spent now a new stratagem. So I've got 1 CP for Rust and Decay.
Okay.
This is cool when you don't have a minus to hit on. It's still pretty cool anyway because it is unmodified hits of 6s. But unmodified hits of 6s automatically score a wounds as well, which is really, really cool. So whilst the minus doesn't affect that, it will affect my Spoilpox Scrivener, so I won't be potentially getting the 7+ hits, which then I could do another attack and it would start all stacking up. So right, what we're going to do, 22 attacks after we've piled in here. We're hitting on 4s. We do have 3 6s, so that new stratagem has given me 3 wounds straight off the bat.
Wow.
So those are 3 wounds. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits.
Oh!
And now we've got to roll to wound you. We're strength 5, but your toughness 6, so it's 5s. This would add 1 to the damage roll, and we get to re-roll to wounds because their plague swords do that, which is pretty cool. So you end up taking 6 wounds, 1 of which will be at +1 damage.
Okay, cool. So, so it's 7 in total.
It's the blessed number.
I just wanted to make that very clear to everyone. Right, so I've got 4 up saves normally. So I passed 3, I failed 3.
Did you just do 6 saves? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, roll for your damage.
And then this was the damage 2-1. So 3 wounds down so far on 1, and I save on the other. So 1 takes 3 wounds. Okay, very good. The War Dog strikes now, 4 attacks.
Mr. War Dog, he gets 2 hits. Mr. War Dog gets
2 wounds, is it?
Well, I don't know. What do you want to count that as?
I'm happy for that to be a wound. That looks pretty good to me.
I couldn't tell you what that is.
Oh, well then, if you just re-roll it.
Oh, I've done the same thing.
I've done the same thing. Very good.
Okay, let's try again. It's a 5,
It's 5. See, I told you it was
2
a wound.
wounds.
Okay, so minus I'm sure is like 1,000,000, so I need to get my 6.
Minus 3.
So 6 up invulnerables. They both go through damage.
Yeah, flat 3.
Okay, so 1 is killed and then 1 is put down to 3 wounds remaining. Does the one that's killed blow up? It does not. Okay, very good. Slightly out of sequence here, guys, but we are now going to strike with the War Dog, who was the charging unit who should have struck before the other one, but it doesn't really make any difference. So he's got some cool rules now.
He does. So he's hitting on 2s because he's House Lucaris. He's Iconoclast, so he gets +1 attack because he's charged as well. He does count as -4 now as well. So he's got 5 attacks, hitting at strength 16. Well, he's ×2 strength and his base strength is 7 probably actually, to be fair. So his base strength actually only 6. Okay. So it's strength 12, so I'm only winning you on 3s. However, I do have 2 CP left. Now you see the Imperial Knight's got something to do for reroll wounds. I'm hoping that I've got something like that. Let me have a little check.
All right, hang on.
They've got reroll hits, but I'm not going to spend 2 CP on that because I'm hitting on 2s anyway.
Sure.
I'm trying to save the CP for some other cool stuff. So we've got 5 attacks hitting on 2s. They all hit.
Very nice.
And then it is 3 storing because the disintegrators are toughness 7. We do manage to win with 4.
Okay.
So you won't get a save here because there's no bionics.
Right.
It's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
So it's killed.
It is killed. So that is handy pandy.
Yeah, very good. Does it blow up? It doesn't, but it is removed. Ouch.
Well. We've now piled in, well, we've consolidated. We've now tapped the... not only the 2 disintegrators here, because in fact it's impossible to move to this guy without being within an inch of both of them, but we've also got the Warlord himself here. So he's going to be able to hit me back now.
Yes.
Let's see what he can do with that big Dominus axe of his.
Okay, so it's 3 attacks, hitting you on 3s, rerolling 1s, or hit, winning you on 5s. 1 wound.
Okay, it's -2?
Yes.
Okay. So that will go through, and it's 2 wounds. Okay, so my War Dog has taken 2 wounds for his audacity, but he's really caused a problem here shutting these down. Let's see what happens. In fact, that's the end of my turn.
Yes.
Okay, well, there it is. There it is. So these are all in combat, fighting each other very happily. I've done all of my consolidating and so forth. I am sort of sprawled over this objective right now and surrounding these 2. Nurgling's having a little dance party over here. Grotty's very happy. He's right next to one of his big friends up here. but I'm sure that this guy is about to take a lot of heat. Let's see what happens. It's turn 2 for the Ad Mech coming up in a jiffy. Gloria Mechanicus is what I'm going to call this turn. It is Rust Stalker, or rather Infiltrator time, as they've appeared on this objective for an end of battle round grab. That'll be worth 4 points. Meanwhile, over here, these remain trapped, of course. The Electro-Priests have come out to play with the Great Unclean One. I was hoping something fun like that would happen. Over here, we have boats. Boats skimming round. And lots of these guys coming out looking at my Nurglings.
The Vanguard.
It would appear that he wishes to shoot me off of that objective, which would be a wise decision. Over here, now he spent the last of his CP for the aforementioned name that I've given this turn for that stratagem, which means that basically he can change his doctrine. And now he can highlight one of the new doctrines, which is one of the new canticles rather, which means that he can fall back with Stygies here, and still fire, albeit at a -1. So the tagging here basically means nothing other than giving them a -1 to hit. But Bone is now on 0 CP. However, he is set up to do some critical damage, certainly with victory points. Will he get some kills? We shall see. Any other admin doing some repairs?
Just need to repair over here. Okay, so I can reroll that because of my relic.
Okay. Cool. It's 2 wounds.
On to 9.
Okay, fair enough. Back on 9. Nice work. Just a quick bit of admin before we go into the shooting phase. We did forget to do the morale for this Plague Bearer unit. He did kill 5 in that last phase, so we must roll for it. 5. So 5 plus 5 is actually okay because they count as leadership 10. With the Great Unclean One there.
That's nice, isn't it?
So, because he's within 6 inches, that's a little rule that he gives them. So, yeah, we're okay. Right, we're in the shooting phase now. The Daedalus is using his once per battle D3 mortal wounds on the target which is near him. So,
yes, so it just goes up, so you take...
D3, so take 1 mortal wound. Okay, so I'm down to 9. Do you know what you're doing next?
Yeah, well, I'm going to make him the...
target of the +1 to hit.
So that's still good.
Okay.
And then we'll come over to this guy here. He's going to fire everything into you.
Cool. I'll put 1 CP on rotating my ion shields.
Nice. So we'll start off with the cannon first. So it'll be 3s rerolling 1s because of the Dominus.
Yes.
And 6s will still explode. Okay, very good. So I've got an extra hit in there as well. So that's a miss, but it just goes like that. So 3s to wound you here. Only
so
1 wound.
1 wound, okay. We do have a 4+ ion shield save. We do make it.
Very nice.
Okay, we've then got missiles.
D6 on the missiles. 4 shots. I'll hit because of the Daedalus there. 4s to wound you. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds. So again, ion shields. We pass 1, we fail 1.
Okay, so D3 damage.
Okay.
Just the 1.
All right, he's down to 8 wounds remaining. I'll mark that out properly in a moment. Heavy Stubbers next.
Yes. Okay, can we roll that 1? Okay, so it just counts because of the 6 there. And then 5s and 6s.
The 2 would miss though, no?
But I had a 6 in there, which is...
Oh, because of the 6. Oh, sure,
because
sure.
I'm within 6 of him, and I used the same
the exploding
one.
hits,
So
yes.
it's 3 wounds there.
3 wounds, no problem.
Normal saves.
Make 2, fail 1, so he's down to 7 wounds. I'll mark that up in a moment.
Cool.
Rinse and repeat. Now into this one.
Okay, the cannon. Can we roll those 2? Because of the... Okay, and I get an additional hit. So I've done that every time, which is remarkable. But you can
well,
see
actually, you got a 50% chance.
Yeah.
Greater than 50% if you reroll 1, so it's not that remarkable.
I feel remarkable, though. I'm a remarkable human being.
Okay, roll
3 to wound you now.
3
okay,
wounds.
so 3 wounds there.
Okay, 4+ invulnerable saves. Make 1 fail 2, so 6 damage.
Okay.
So he's just got the 1 wound left.
So the missile.
All right, or the
5 shots.
5 shots, so we can just finish it off.
Okay, rerolling a 1. Cool, so 4 hits. Daedalus is so good for 50 points. But no wounds.
Okay, so I'm still alive on 1 wound so far, but can the Stubbers finish me off?
I hope so. Rerolling those 1s. Okay, so I need 1 more dice because of the extra hits. The 2 would just come across there. 5s and 6s. 2 wounds.
Okay.
Save or die, Lawrence.
Save or die. We are dead.
Very good.
Okay, do we blow up? No, not quite. We're coming over to this flank. Lots of fire here. Are we firing the rad carbines?
Yes.
Okay, into the Nurglings.
So 3s. Okay, let me pick them up.
Okay. 3s to wound because the rad carbines are strength 3.
Yes. Okay, so you've got 4 saves there that you won't get an invulnerable save on because
I
they're
get
damaged.
invulnerable saves, but I don't get.
You don't get disgusting resilience. So you get them, and
I'll
then
just quickly do those now.
okay.
We make 2 of those, and then that would be 2 damage, 2 damage. You kill 1 Nurgling base.
Okay, then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 other wounds.
8 other wounds. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are 5+ invulnerable saves here, followed by disgustingly resilience, 5+. Make a cut. So we fail 3. So 1 is destroyed and 1 is on 1 wound. That means that we're coming over to a boat. Which boat are we doing?
We'll start with this one here.
The one over there.
Yep.
Okay.
So Silly Me should have shot him first.
That one can't see now.
So I can't see that, but that's fine. Okay, here we go. So 3. Fall off there. You get out of my way.
It is 2 to wound, no? So I am toughness 2.
Yeah, so that's 6 wounds.
Okay, so we're looking at 5s. And we're looking at 5s. No, so we destroy another base with that and put another one down to 2 wounds. The second boat now doing the same thing. Desperate to finish off the Nurglings, which would otherwise score me 2 points.
Yeah, I don't want them alive. 2s. Okay, so that is 7 wounds. Take that, Nurgle. Oh, he did.
That was a pass, and then disgustingly resilience.
Nice.
I fail 1 wound. Okay, so still 2 bases, but one's on 1 wound now. The last one now, desperate to try and finish them off.
Oh, get out of there, you misses!
Won't be any other firepower to level at them. Oh, he's failed a lot of wounds there.
No,
he's only
I can't
wounded
even
twice.
kill
He
him.
cannot
I can't
destroy
even kill
them. Okay, we do fail those saves, but disgustingly resilience. We make 1, so you do destroy another base, leaving 1 left alive. That's it. Shooting phase is done. We're in the charge phase. A significant one here. He needs to make this charge.
Need an 8.
He needs an 8.
Are you ready?
He needs an 8 to make it there.
I'm going to get an 8.
Okay.
I'm going to get it,
Well,
Lawrence.
you said that, yes.
Here it is.
Yes, you
Yeah!
said it.
Oh, it's
rolled
a
off the
6
board and a 6.
though. Oh, just anything but a 1. Very good.
Wow.
That looks like a 4 to me. That looks like a 4 to me. It's a little bit cocked. I'll re-roll
Well,
it.
I can't even see it.
I'll re-roll it. I'll re-roll it. It's all right. It got stuck in that little gap there. Okay, so anything but a 1.
Okay.
I like to build the tension. Is everyone enjoying
this? This will be 4th time lucky.
You're having a good time. That's
He
what I
makes it.
needed.
Excellent.
Yay.
Okay, in they go. Okay, it's now charge in time with the Electro-Priest.
Yes.
I will get to Overwatch 6s with my big sloppy tongue there. That's 1 hit.
No.
That's 1 wound.
5
so I believe you're only
vulnerable
toughness
save?
3. 1 is
No,
killed.
what's the damage?
Well, the
'Cause I
damage
can-
is 2, I believe, on the flail. So
Because they do have...
6 up. Ignore.
5 up.
5 up.
ignores.
Okay. No, he's dead.
No, he's dead. Okay.
Okay,
Cool. So
1 is
one's
killed. Now, you make the charge, and then you roll a d6 for each one of them because of the electro field.
Yes, I'm just going to move them in because I don't really get too much closer.
Okay. Yep.
So 6s do mortals here.
Okay. 6s do immortals. Great unclean one, currently unaffected.
2
at
mortal
2.
wounds.
Okay, we ignore those on 4s. We are revoltingly resilient. We ignore our first, and we take our first wound. But we do regenerate a wound a turn with our blessing as well. So he's going to have to hope he takes some damage in combat. That brings us to the fight phase. This is it. Will they, in fact, kill the Great Unclean One?
Well, let's see, shall we? So here we go. We've got all of these, which are called dice. I hit you on 3s. Okay, well, not very nice, actually. Not very nice at all.
No.
Look at that! Stig, this is your fault! 6s do 5s to wounds, 6s do mortals.
So 2 mortals.
Okay, well, it's 2d3 mortals.
Okay.
And then 1 at -2. I'm not sure if it's an addition or if it's...
Well, the minus doesn't mean anything because I've got an invuln.
Okay, so I'm just checking if it's an addition.
Okay.
I know. It's so they're
I'll try and make an invulnerable save first
Yeah.
because I've made that.
Cool. So then it's just, these are instead of, so it's 2d3 mortal wounds.
Okay, instead of your normal thing.
Yep,
So it'd be
4.
4 mortal wounds, but I can ignore these on 4s. I'll just get another dice. Reroll one of these. Cool. So 2 wounds go through.
Oh dear.
And I'm about to hit you back.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Here we go then, team. It's time for the Skitarii here to see if they can claim the lives of these nerdlings.
I feel bad. I feel bad. Okay, hitting you on 4s.
Only hit 4 times. Okay. Your strength is 3, so 3's to wound me. He's wounded me twice. I get invulnerable saves. I make both.
Oh dear.
Okay, that's okay. That means that we can crawl all over you and eat you. That'll be fun.
Delicious.
The final fight for the Ad Mech this turn. He can pick these 2 dragoons. He's going to attack the war dog this time.
Yeah, because I've got nothing to make the hits better. Nope. So hitting you on 3 6s explode. Okay, very nice. So they would go there.
Make up for the...
And they go there.
Okay.
3s to wound you. Okay, so
your
that's...
strength 8 still?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I think so. Oh, well,
I thought it was on the charge.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong though. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, the base strength is 5, so there's no bonus for charging. Right, making my saves here. I make 2 because you're minus
1. So make 3.
You're minus 1. Okay, not minus
so
2.
You take 6 damage.
We take 6 damage. All right. So war dog heavily wounded here.
The war dog striking back into the dragoons.
He hits you twice, and he wounds you. I think it was a...
Yeah, I think it was twice.
No, I don't know whether it was the 3 or the 1. It was definitely 1 wound.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to watch it back.
I will have a little peek. So, this was the one there. So, I just need a 6-up invulnerable save here.
Ionics.
No, I failed that, so it's flat 3 damage. That does kill another one. Does he blow up and take you all with him? He doesn't. But they've done their job. Can they survive the Plague Bearers? We'll have to see. So, we've spent a CP.
Yeah, I'm going to use Rust and Decay again, but hopefully this time, because he doesn't have a -1 to hit, can show you how cool it can be.
Sure.
So, rolling to hit now, on 3s, because our Scrivener and all of our buffs actually go off. Right, so the 6s become automatic wounds, because of Rust and Decay.
Very nice.
Furthermore, 6s to hit mean that I can roll additional attacks.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to re-roll these here. Oh. Reroll these here. Okay, so I don't get any additional 6s, but fair enough. So all of those hits, 3 wounds on you so far. Okay, now 6s to wound will be at +1 damage.
Sure.
And we're re-rolling wounds.
Oh, nice
so
roll
this is
so far.
+1 damage. I think I need 5s to wound.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 will be at +1 damage.
Okay.
And you've got 3, 6, 7 wounds, 8, 9, 10 wounds on top of that.
10 wounds on top of that.
So you've got 12 wounds in total.
Okay.
2 will be at +1 damage.
Okay, well let's just do the 10 wounds normally.
10 wounds.
So I've managed to save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You failed 4.
6. So 4 have gone through. And so he's
So if you
got...
fail either of these saves, you're dead.
Yes.
And you're
And
dead.
dead. Okay, cool. Does he blow up? He does not.
No.
But they are killed, and that will free them up next turn, which is pretty significant. Very cool. So, okay, it will just come over to... Where do you want to go next? Great Unclean One?
I will probably go to the Great Unclean One.
Very good. We'll be right back. The Great Unclean One, the exalted champion of Nurgle, will now strike at my priests of electric power.
Oh, yes.
Using the Force,
2s.
obviously.
He hits you 3 times.
He did drop 2.
He can re-roll those wounds. With his weapon, 3 wounds.
Okay, so I have 5-up invulnerable saves here. I make none of them.
Okay.
And the damage is?
D6.
Okay.
So a 4, a 6, and a 1.
Okay, so the 1, can I live? No. And then the 6, no. And then the 4, come on! Almost, but not really. So 3 are slain.
So
okay.
4 in total.
Very good. Radium Pals now will get to strike.
Okay, that's 3 hits. They're doing alright.
Yeah.
Okay, we can reroll wound rolls of 1. No wounds.
No
We're only
wounds.
strength 2.
Okay.
Only little critters.
I love them. Okay, so that would be the end of the turn. Let's have a look.
Take a morale check for the Nuglings. Just quickly do that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so he's gone.
Okay, fair enough. All right, cool. So I will need to take a morale for my Electro-Priest. I'm just checking their leadership 8, so they've lost 4. So they roll a 4, so they're fine. They stay alive. Cool, all right, well, let's summarize this properly in a sec. We'll count up the points.
That concludes turn 2 for the Adeptus Mechanicus, and it's a belter. Destroying the War Dog over here, therefore enabling him to be free up there without with future shooting.
Yeah.
And then over here, of course, the Infiltrator's now netting him 4 points at the end of the battle round, and 2 points over here for killing the Nurglings, but critically making that charge. And then 1 point for the one in his deployment zone. So it nets him 4, 5, 6, 7 points on top of his additional 4 points, putting him on a total of 11. I only net 2, meaning that I'm on 5 points. So it's 11-5. Let's see what I can do. It's my turn 3 coming up next.
Movement phase is complete, and we are starting to spill out over here. We've got some of the blob coming over to hold this one. We've got some of the blob looking to put pressure over here on this unit as well. Lawrence looking to take the center of the board if he can. The War Dog has gone back to defend the home objective, as is his right. He must do this, otherwise there's going to be problems. So that is that, essentially. That's really the movement. We've stayed in combat with the Great Unclean One. We are getting there now to the twilight end of the game. I think this turn will be crucial for Lawrence. We're going to do a psychic phase. Let's see what happens. Where are you starting, sir?
Smite on the box bringer onto your Electro-Priest.
Oh dear.
Goes off.
Yes, it does.
Although I suppose I should re-roll this.
Well, if you wanted to.
It's a Super Smite.
Super Smite.
Okay, I'll take D3 mortal wounds. I take 3.
Okay.
Or 2 rather. You take D6 mortal wounds. You take 6 mortal wounds on those Electro-Priests.
Okay, well, let me do my disgustingly resilient.
I'm going to try and do my resilient on those mortal wounds I just took. There we go. I passed 1, I failed 1.
Okay. I get 5s. Oh dear. That's actually the unit wiped.
That's a big old problem.
That has just thrown this game on its head in a massive way. Oh dear indeed. Great to do you now. We'll be doing Miasma on the Plague Bearers.
Miasma.
Goes off on an 8.
Goes off. Okay. The next power. Yeah, he did get a bit lucky, but I was going to... I didn't expect to do a Super Smite, but I would have smitten in there as well. So then after shooting, I'd hoped that I'd killed them, you see.
Yeah.
But now I've killed them early, which I wasn't expecting.
That's nice for you, I guess.
Right, well, because now I'm thinking, do I do the +1 to wound, or do I do a smite into that boat? I failed to get the +1 to wound off every time.
Yeah.
So
maybe this is the time.
I'll do it because it seems ridiculous that they can't have a +1 to wound.
Okay. Well, they
can't
can't.
have a +1 to wound.
They're not allowed.
No.
Do you understand that? No +1 to wound to you.
No, it's just not destined for that Plague Bearer blob.
No. Okay, very good.
But I am on 17 wounds again because I regenerate a wound every turn.
Yeah, that's cool. I do like it. I think it's very good.
It's one of the few things which is making him appealing.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do too much else otherwise.
No, he just sits around
He doesn't
being
even
a big...
give a really effective aura other than the leadership 10, which is a shame. He doesn't kill much, which is a shame.
But he's a big old blob.
He looks really cool.
Yeah.
And he is... Well, you've not really shot at him yet, so we'll sort of see next turn just how resilient he is now.
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we?
That's it.
Yes, okay, well, very good. So there's that. That's a psychic done. There will be a brief shooting phase. We'll be back with that in a sec. Okay, so we're firing the heavy stubber and the melter into these guys too.
Yes. Do they have 2 wounds each?
Yes.
You seem uncertain.
The thermal lance is being fired first because they do have 2 wounds left.
D3, 3 shots.
What are you hitting on now? 4s?
4s.
We hit with
so
everything.
That's 2 hits, but 1 obviously cocked die. So that's a miss. In fact, this is on a bit of fluff, so we'll re-roll that as well. It's a hit.
Okay, very good.
So 2 hits, 2's to wound. 2 wounds.
Okay.
I think you get like 6 up inbox.
I do, yes.
Cool.
Fully on, Messiah! No.
I
Okay.
think I'm flat damage 3 there.
Okay, so 2 would just be slain.
Oh, actually, it's a melter weapon, so it's 2d6 picking the highest.
Oh, I see.
Isn't it? So 2d6. All right, you take 5 plus 5 wounds, and on the other one, you take
Yeah, so
4
two,
wounds.
two are dead.
Yes.
2 are very dead.
Yes, they're dead.
Dead. Heavy stubber!
Hitting on 5s, hits twice. Hitting on 5s because the heavy gun, that's heavier than this one apparently.
Yes.
Your toughness 3 though, aren't you?
Yes.
So that's 2 wounds.
Very good.
That is
Pause.
2 wounds. See?
Oh, double 6. Where were you a moment ago? Ah! Okay, so the flail now.
Yes, I have made a mistake with him already. The flail would have actually killed an extra Electro-Priest the previous turn because the damage actually carries over. My apologies.
Yeah, unless of course I'd made some saves with them.
Yeah, that's great. So, right, 3 shots, 3 hits, and he hits on 3s there. It's 4s to wound because your toughness... Oh no, your
6.
toughness 6 there, so this is actually 2 wounds.
Okay, minus?
The minus is 3 and the damage is 2.
Okay, so 6s. No, they both go through,
That's
so he
4
takes
damage.
4 damage. Okay, very good. I'll mark that up. That's the end of the shooting. We'll just be charging now.
And with that, it is indeed the charge phase. The Great Unclean One will be the first up. He's charging the damaged boat, which is on his objective.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. So I get 12 shots at you. 2 hits. 1 wound.
1 wound, because I'm T5. Fail that. This is revoltingly resilient. Past that on a 4. Very nice. Okay, and now to make the charge. It's an 8. That will do it. The Plague Bearers now are going to be declaring a big charge on the boat and the Rad Carbine Skitarii here.
Yes.
Because then I can swarm out and get that objective as well,
Very nice.
which is horrible.
Yes. So the my canticle, I keep forgetting to mention what I'm doing. So I'm doing the re-rolling hits of 1 in the shooting phase now, which is called. I'm just checking if this is. I think it's called Benediction of the Omnissiah. It is only in the shooting phase, so that's fine. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes. So all the Rad Carbines are opening up. My minuses to hit don't matter here. So 4 hits. Reroll.
5 to wound you though.
Got a
wound.
wound. Okay, it's not a 6, so it's not 2 damage. But let's see if I can make. I make an invuln save anyway,
Nice.
and I also managed to give my pox 6 wounds in the process. Right, he's back to 3. Cool. Right, they actually can't fail the charge with the Rad Carbines.
No.
But they do need a 9 to make it to the boat. Let's see what I get. It is a 6, so they won't make it to the boat, but weirdly, with some pile-ins and consolidates, I may end up hitting that objective anyway. We'll just have to see. Let's move and see where I get to. That's the charge move, folks. I've pushed forwards. I've made contact with the Rad Carbines here, and then hopefully if we get to kill some stuff and consolidate later on, we'll push our way up towards that objective over there, try and steal it away from him. And steal it away from those grubby little nits. Over here we've got the War Dog charging these infiltrators here. So Flechette blasters are about to open up.
15 shots.
It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. We can see rerolling 1, 6 hits.
Yeah, it is 6s to wound you though.
Yes, because weirdly their strength, well not weirdly I
7.
guess, but their strength's 3. So he looks for 6s again. No, nothing there. Okay. I'm not sure what it is that I need. A 7 will certainly be okay. In he goes.
Kicking off with the War Dog, it is the fight phase. He really needs to clear these guys, otherwise they're going to cause some serious problems.
Well, yeah, so again we're showing off Lucaris here, the new house. 3 hits. Now he is degraded, but he gets 3 hits because he gets +1 to hits.
Very nice.
Being Lucaris would have been hitting on 2s otherwise. Cool, so 3 hits, and this is 2s now because these are big hits. We got 2 wounds, and I'll just re-roll the other one.
So 3 wounds.
That was a big bit of fluff there.
Okay.
3 wounds.
So looking for 6s.
Yeah, 6s all dead, basically.
Hey!
Damage 3.
No, they are wiped. Okay, well, they got me some good points, but that's the end of that chapter. Okay, so here we go. We've got 10 attacks in on this unit here.
Yes, indeed. 10 attacks hitting on 3s because we're still in Scrivener range. 6s would have generated additional attacks, but nothing there. 3s to wound re-rolling. Okay, that's 6 wounds.
Okay, very nice. So you get 4 up saves. Very nice, I only drop 1. Okay, good work me. And now the Great Unclean One will strike. I really need this boat to survive. Wish me luck.
He hits you all the time.
It's not a great start.
Your only stuff is 6 this
Yes.
time, aren't you? So I get to wound you on 3s and I get to re-roll. Can the Great Unclean One do something? He does do 4 wounds.
Minus is 3.
I think so. It might. It's a big one, so he might have -4, but probably not. No, it's -3.
Okay, cool. So 6 is here. I don't make a single one.
4d6 damage.
Okay, he's only got 8 wounds left. Oh yes, he's very
He's
dead.
dead.
Does he blow up and take you all with him? Hiya! No, and I didn't have any CP to auto blow him up, but he is destroyed. What's the problem?
The big guy has now consolidated right onto that objective. Nasty stuff. Okay, over here now we got the Rad Carbines attacking back.
Okay, so 4s. Very nice.
-2 to hit still.
Oh, okay, no hits.
Yeah, so nothing there because I'm still over 20 and I did get my asthma off.
Cool.
So, okay, no hits there. I only killed 1 here, so no morale. And no morale for me to take because no plague bearers were harmed in the making of this turn. So therefore, that's it. Obviously no scoring until the end of the battle round, but not bad. It will keep me in the game by a whisker. But having said that, we'll see what happens in Bones turn 3. He could easily end it with a bit of luck. Let's see if he can. Team, this is what we call crunch time here in the biz. Crunch time, turn 3. The turn where Bone can secure a victory or let it slip away as Lawrence steals victory from the jaws of defeat. So what has he done to mitigate this problem? This big problem? Well, he's gone Rad Carbines over here, they've fallen back. There's not much he can do about that. Frankly, he's going to hope that he kills enough of these plague bearers. They were deployed in a way that I couldn't trap him, so that wasn't really going to be an option for me. But if he thins enough and I fail a big enough morale, you know, potentially maybe he can knock me off an objective, we'll see. Over here though, he has gotten out one of the Skitarii units out of the boat over here to now hold this objective. He has 3 within 3 of the objective, whereas I have only got 2, well 3 including the big guy, but he's not objective secured. But Bone is obviously aware that I can heroically intervene. So he's basically relying on me heroically intervening and not doing very well.
I don't really have a choice.
No.
I have to do something.
Otherwise I get 4 points there, see?
Because realistically, I'm not going to kill him with 2 of these in 1 turn of shooting. So I just have to actually thump everything into this, all of my firepower.
Yeah.
Because
and I am -2 to hit. That's my boon.
Yes. I'll be able to mitigate that with these guys by 1, which is something. So I've just got to try and kill as many of them as possible. Yep. I do have some options. I could also put my big cannons in over here and
try and knock him off, which will prevent me scoring 1 point.
I'm gonna.
This is worth 2. This is worth 2, and that's worth 4.
Yes.
So all of a sudden the game could swing the other way.
I've got all of these to shoot, and these, and so I'm going to fire them first, and these guys, and just see where we're at.
All right, let's do it. We're opening with these Rangers.
Yes.
They are firing into the Plague Bearers.
Correct. So, rapid fire.
Yep.
So 5 free rolling 1s because of my canticle.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, not a bad start.
5
cool.
hits.
5 hits. Okay. So forced to wound you.
Yes, indeed.
3 wounds.
The Galvanic rifles, if I remember correctly. That's what they're called. That's 3. Disgustingly resilient. We make 1. 2 Plague Bearers are slain. Opening up with this unit now.
Okay, here we
Rapid
go.
fire, point blank range, 5s to hit.
Not bad again.
Must be the point blank range which is giving them such high degrees of accuracy.
Yeah,
there,
that's actually pretty
in
good.
the face of -2 to hit. Alright, but can he wounds?
Only
he fails
twice.
at the wounding. Can we get some saves? Can we get some saves with discussingly resilience? No, that's another 2 plague bearers slain. We now have this boat. The first of the boats into the plague bearers. He's killed 4 so far. 5s to hit. Right, we've seen the -2 do something now. Just 2 hits.
To wound you. One
Just
wound.
the 1 wounds. And discussing the resilience. No, that's another 1 killed. The second boat into those plague bearers.
Okay, not bad. Rerolling the 1s. Okay, that's very nice.
Okay.
I'll take that. Do you know what, Lawrence? I'll take that.
I'm not surprised.
Now, can I wound you? That's the thing.
That is the question twice again. Can we make some saves? No. Discussing the resilience. No. It's another 2 plague bearers killed. The final boat into these plague bearers.
Okay, rerolling 1.
So 1 over there. So 4 hits so far. 6 hits.
Okay.
4 still wound again.
3
He wounds
wounds.
3 times. Now, can I make some saves? I
There
do
you
make
go.
2 this time, and a discussing new resilience. I do fail that, so it kills 1. His hand has been forced. He's killed a few, probably more than average, actually, considering the layers of saves that I've got and the accuracy of his hits so far. But now he still needs to kill more.
Yes.
This Scorpius disintegrator into the plague bearers.
Yeah, so this guy, because of the Daedalus, they will be hitting on a +1, so it's 4.
Yep.
So starting, and I've obviously got the 6s doing extra hits. So starting off with the Thermite Cannon, 3 hits.
Okay.
And then to wound will be 2s. That's 3 wounds.
Okay.
Okay,
3
so
failed.
3 damage a pop.
Okay, so just roll 1. He's dead. 2. He's dead. 3. He is just dead. D6 on the missile now.
5. Okay, can we roll that 1? Okay, 2 hits, 3s, 2 wounds.
To save, we make 1. Discussing the resilience.
No.
I fail 1, so 1 will be dead. Okay, I'll just move him in a sec. The Stubbers into the plague bearers.
Yes. Okay, not bad so far. Okay, so I get 2 additional hits in there because of the 6s. 4s. Okay, that's 4 wounds.
3 wounds. Make 3.
Nice.
And kills another. Right, the second boat, the herd is very thinned here, firing at the plague bearers.
Yeah, so starting with the Thermite Cannon. Okay, so 3 hits because of the 6. 3 wounds because it's tough strength 8.
1 save.
So 3 damage a pop.
Okay, so just 2 dead, that's fine. Move those 2 there.
Cool. Missile, d6 shots, 3 this time. 2 hits, 2 wounds, marked for death.
2 fail.
3 these guys.
Okay,
next.
2 dead,
2 are
sure.
dead. Cool, okay, that's good. And then the... Okay... Oh, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, cool.
Stubbers.
Stubbers, rerolling those 1s. I've got 1 6 in there. Okay, cool. So that's 2 becomes a hit. Very nice. 4s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 1 save, discussing the resilience. No, that's another 1 killed. So we'll just remove this one off the objective there.
Right, well, we would be in the charge phase, really. So we're just going to heroically intervene there.
You're not charging?
No.
Okay. Right, so 5 hitting on 2s. Right, that's not what you wanted.
No.
This is 2s now. Re-rolling. Re-rolling. Okay, that's 5 wounds.
Well, Lawrence.
Minus 3.
Well, I've got my 6 up
6 up
invulnerables
invulnerables.
here. Are you ready for the Omnissiah? For the moustache? I got 1.
Okay.
So,
Is that good enough? Sadly.
no. Well, unless they fail a morale. Because if I've got 1 left alive, that will stop you from getting
Yes, or
it.
vice versa, actually.
Yeah. So it comes down to the morale phase.
Sure.
Woo! Oh dear. Very stressful times. Very stressful times. Lawrence needs
For you?
to roll. Yes, for me. Lawrence needs to roll a 1.
I need to roll a 1.
To blink back into reality.
If I roll a 1, I basically... Well, if I roll a 1, then... in a weird way, I probably win the game. And if I don't roll a 1, then I probably concede. It's one of those moments.
So let's see what happens.
All right, well, what do I roll?
A 1.
I roll a 1. Well, isn't that something? Just when the luck's required, there's evil old Lawrence. He's done
Cool.
it
So
again.
it doesn't really matter what I roll here, guys. No. A 4, so 1 would run, so that's him dead.
I now get D6 Plague Bearers back.
Okay, well done.
You can't write it.
Cool. Well, that's a lot of points you just scored, but I did manage to stop you scoring some, and I am still quite far. Well, we're getting there.
I haven't definitely won the game now, but that's really put me back in it in a big way. So I just got 4 points, 6 points. I just got 7 points.
Yes. So that puts you on 10.
Well, I was on 5. So
you're on 5. So that puts you on 12.
Puts me on 12.
All right, so I was on 11. I just scored 2 points. Yep. So now I'm on 13.
Yeah.
So I'm 1 point ahead.
You're winning by 1 point.
Yeah.
You're winning by 1 point. The biggest problem is that it's now my turn, and I can go for a little stroll over there now.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to.
We'll be back. Turn 4. This is a summary. So here we are. We've done a little snake around here to make sure we're contesting both of these objectives. You'll notice that he was slightly further back. We just needed to nudge him. That's fine.
That's what I did.
We've come over here with the War Dog, and we've come over here with the Great Unclean One. I rolled for my canticles. I'll tell you what it is. I got Chant of the Remorseless Fist.
Reroll ones to hit in fighting.
Which probably won't be that helpful, but it might be.
It might be.
Who knows? Who knows? It could be. So this is it. With the summary, we're going to go straight into Psychic.
Yeah. No, you've still got a fair chance of taking this, actually.
Yeah.
You just need me to have a little whiff of this turn, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is start with a smite from Mr. Poxbringer.
Cool.
But I'm back up to 18 wounds here, just been regenerating a wound over the last 2 turns, by the way.
Which is nice.
Great and Clean One's kind of fun, but we still haven't tested him yet.
Yeah, well the thing is I'm kind of just ignoring
You're not shooting it.
No, because it's all well and good having a big blobby running around, but that's all he is at the end of the day.
Well, he's a weird one, because he's not that scary, but then having said that, we'll see how he powers up this turn.
Yeah.
So we're going to smite this unit here.
Okay.
That's something we can do. It does go off spot on the money, as it were. D3 mortals. One of those is killed.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Then we are going to do Miasma of Pestilence on the Plague Bearers.
Okay.
This traditionally goes off, and it does, on an 8. Again, there's something weird about this.
Very nice.
I think Grotty knows that secretly I'm a corn player.
Oh, I see.
So Wild Eaters, you see. Anyway.
It's all part of the joke for Grotty, you see.
It is, yeah. Well, he's been having a great time.
He's loving it.
Right, then do I try and get the +1 to wound off again? No, I think I'm done with that power now.
Okay, very good. So what's the plan now?
Yeah, I'm going to try another smite.
Okay, so this is from the Great Unclean One.
That does go off. Now, what's interesting about that is that would have meant that the +1 to wound would have gone off. But I like to think if I'd said I'm going for the +1 to wound,
it wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked.
No.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. Okay, very good.
Right, D3 mortal wounds. You take a mortal wound on that Scorpius Disintegrator.
Okay, very good. That is the end of the psychic phase. Let me put some wound markers down, then we'll be back in the shooting. Okay, so we're now firing over here with the War Dog. Everything is going into this unit here.
Thermal lance.
D3 shots.
3.
It's 3.
Ha-ha!
4s.
3 hits, but we call that a cocked dice. That's how I've been playing it. That's 3 hits.
Very nice.
2s here. 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
But I think you
6s.
6 up in ones, don't you?
I get 1, but
That is
2
2
are
deaths.
slain. Okay, splat.
2 hits, despite moving. 1 wound, sir.
Okay. Can I make a save? I can. So 2 are killed.
Okay.
Do you want to just come over and do your shots with the Great and Clean One?
He's going to do that big slobbering tongue there, aka the flail.
Delicious.
He hits once, we have another cocked die. I can't believe the amount of cocked dice here. Yes, we're getting dice trays soon, don't worry. Right, 2 hits, 1 wound.
1 wound. Minus is 3.
Minus is 3.
Okay. Hey! No, so
2
it goes
damage.
through. 2 damage. He's down to 9 remaining. Okay, cool. That is all the shooting. There will now be a charge phase. We'll be right back.
And with that, it's the charge phase, everyone. my favourite into this one.
Okay.
My least favourite.
Here we go. So,
Yes.
looking for some 6s, that would be nice.
No.
No. Okay, then D6 on the missile. Just the one
You get
shot.
to re-roll the one that you rolled there for your Dominus.
I would have, yes, that's true. Thank you very much.
Go for it.
I've missed with the missile though.
Copy that.
And I missed with that. And
Okay.
then stubbers. Okay, so that's 4 hits.
Okay.
3 wounds.
3 wounds, yes sir. Okay, another cock die. Right, 1 save. Just revoltingly resilient. 1 fail, so I'm down to 17 wounds.
Okay.
Okay, I'll mark that up when I find the 17. There it is. Okay, the only other charge I'll be doing, I'm just going to do this so you do your Overwatch now,
Sure.
whilst we're at it, would be the Plague Bearers here. We'll be charging... I want to charge both or just one? No, realistically, it'll be just this one unit here.
Okay, cool. So just let me grab some dice because it's
Okay.
great for you.
All right, let's do it. Lots of dice, rad carbines here. How rad can they be?
Pretty radical. 5 hits.
Okay,
3 wounds.
okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Do make 1 save. Discussing the resilient again. We make 1. We do kill 1 plague bearer.
Cool.
Okay, I'll remove him in a moment. Now to roll the charges. First of all, Mr. Great Unclean One makes it very comfortably. Mr. Plague Bearers make it very comfortably.
It's time to fight.
Yes.
So we, with that move, we've kind of come around like this, and they've met up. So we're still holding both objectives.
Split them so they ended within coherency.
Very nice.
So right now I'll pile in. So thonk, 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 thonk. It's all about trying to ensure that I maintain some sort of weird conga line. Very weird, but
Yes.
there it is. Right, here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the champion. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have buffing characters nearby.
No.
So this is, as they say, what it is. Okay, so 4 hits there. And then we can re-roll wounds. We've wounded you twice so far. That is 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
T3. Yes.
Okay, 4 up saves. I make, but I kill 2. Okay, I'm going to have a look at which ones to remove so Lawrence can't trap me there. Just give me a sec. It's time for the big boy now. 5 attacks hitting on 2s. Okay, 3 hits.
You can re-roll the wounds. That's 5 wounds.
3 wounds.
It should be 5 wounds.
Okay, here we go. So 6s.
Nope.
No, okay, 3d6 damage. Oh yes, he's dead. Does he blow up? No, he does not.
Yummy.
Okay,
You
but
enjoyed
he
that
is
lunch?
dead. Yes, delicious. Everyone enjoyed that. Very good. Right, so it will come
get to
down
hit me back.
to me hitting you back. I'll be back in a sec.
Grotty super friend here, consolidating further towards the now vulnerable characters. Okay. Back over here, the Rad Carbines are going to be attacking me in combat here, these Rangers, or Vanguard rather.
Yeah, so 5 attacks.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Can re-roll the 1 because of the remorseless fist.
Yeah, I'm 5 to hit because of my asthma, but that's fine.
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled a 6 anyway. And you
no
fail
wounds.
to wound. Okay, fair enough. I'm only -1 to hit with that unit now because I am under 20 models.
Yep.
As of the last morale phase. But okay, so morale checks, in fact, on what's happening
so I
now. So
lost-
1 for this unit, 1 for this unit.
Yeah, so I lost 2 and 2.
Yep.
So for these guys, a 5, leadership 7, they're fine. And then these guys, yeah, they're fine. Cool.
Okay, very cool. So as it stands, obviously no points scored this turn. It will be turn 4 for the Ad Mech next. Probably a very, very critical turn here in terms of who's scoring what. Bone in the lead by 1 point. Let's see what he can pull out of the bag. It's turn 4, everyone. It's the Ad Mech, everyone.
Yes.
Can they seal the deal? We have a boat that skimmed over here. We have these Vanguard. They've fallen back. Obviously, I couldn't get the trap with the way that they were deployed. These Rangers are still ready to rapid fire. 2 more boats. One being presumptuous assuming that it will steal the objective back, and perhaps it will. All the way over here, we have a Dominus, which has taken flight. How far did he actually move?
He got a 5 on his advance.
Wow, okay, he was out of there, no interest when he saw that big boy coming around
He's
the
still
corner.
within 6 of this guy.
He's still within 6, how convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, the Daedalus is there, and the Tech Priest is also there next to this Scorpius. So, critical turn, probably the turn that will determine the game in many ways. We will see what happens. It is a summary. We'll go right into the shooting in just a moment. Shooting now. Now, a little bit of bad news. The Daedalus could see this unit to put the +1 to hit on, but because this guy had to move around here, he couldn't quite move within 24 inches, and apparently the rule is he needs to be within 24 inches for it to go off. Is that right?
Yes, well, it's a unit within 24 inches.
Of this unit, of wherever's firing,
I believe,
is that right?
Can I just triple check
It's
that?
a very weirdly worded
and
rule.
it's also, it's not in any book, so I'm...
Okay, all right.
Give me a sec.
Okay, good thing we checked. I thought the way he was describing it was very odd.
So
usually it's a unit
Daedalus.
within 24 of a character, and then he would give a 6-inch aura. Turns out I was correct, but the problem is the Daedalus is not within 24 of those. So what we'll do is we'll let
caught up on the trees.
We'll let Bone go back here. He can get within 24, but he's going to have to go here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just slightly. Basically just in front of this guy's base here. If he gets within 24, but that does put him in heroic intervention range.
Which
but
I'm kind of okay
he's
with.
okay with it, yeah, because he needs those Plague Bearers dead.
That was the intention of the play.
Sure.
Anyway.
So, all right, you're now within 24.
Okay, cool.
That now gets a +1 to hit.
Yes, and I'm going to shoot
now
again.
you're going to shoot.
Yes.
All right, so
you shoot everything at your...
You're hitting on 3s, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Rerolling 1s.
Yes, because of the Dominus. And 6s are exploding. Right, we'll start with the big cannon. So firing into your Plague Bearers here.
Okay.
Okay, can we roll that 1? 3 hits.
Okay.
To wound you. That's 3 wounds.
Okay, I will have to go and get fetch some dice.
That's all right.
Over here.
We'll wait patiently.
And that is 1 save. Damage.
3.
Okay, 1's dead. 1's dead, 2 are dead. Okay, so 2 Plague Bearers are dead. I'll remove them momentarily.
Okay, and then the d6 on the missile. 4. Okay, 3 hits. 3 wounds.
2 saves
Okay,
and
3 damage. 3.
Okay. So that'll be 3 Plague Bearers killed so far.
Okay,
And then the Stubbers.
Okay, so reroll the 1s, and these 2 will just count as hits now because the 6s are exploding. Okay, so everything hits. So that's 1, 2, 3 wounds.
Okay, we've got 3 Plague Bearers dead so far. And potentially another 3, but no, so it's 4 dead in total after discussing your resilience. We've removed those casualties. It's now time for this boat to open up on the unit.
Yeah.
Hitting on 4s this
No
time.
rolls available, but a solid roll. 4s. 2 wounds.
1 save. Resilience. 1 resilience. Nice. Okay, we've got the next boat now. Opening up on the Plague Bearers.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay, so if I could get the wounds now.
4 wounds. Okay,
Right.
okay, all right, okay. 4 wounds. We saved twice. Discussing your resilient here. 2 Plague Bearers are killed. The final boats into these Plague Bearers. We've got 1 all the way over here holding that objective. 1 blob over here.
Okay. To wound you. Okay, 5 wounds.
5 wounds. Okay. 5s. Save 2. 5s. Save all of them. Atrocious. Rapid fire rifles into these Plague Bearers now.
3 hits.
3.
1 wound.
1 wound. 1 save. That's it, everyone. That's shooting done. It's charge phase time. A critical time.
I need to get over here.
Yeah, well, you charge him and you stop me holding the objective. Simple as that.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And then I won't get 4 points.
Let's see what we can do.
That'll do it. It's an 11, so he will prevent the 4-point holds. He did only kill the 6 plague bearers, so morale isn't so much of an issue, but he's definitely stopped that 4 points, which is obviously significant.
Yeah. And there's no point in charging the boats because they hit on 6s. You've got miasma.
Yeah, I've got miasma on. I'm going to heroically intervene into both your characters over here.
Sure, why not?
Because I can do that. Fair enough. Okay, well, fight phase. Do you want to just roll into these guys?
Sure, so they'll be hitting you on 5s. 1 hit, to wound, first to wound.
Okay, fair enough. I'll get some dice and we'll start doing hits back.
Okay, so just hits me back with a single attack. Hits. First to
Reroll.
wound, reroll. Does
Cock
wound.
die.
Okay.
It's a wound. It's a 6.
It's a wound. Okay, very good. Can I make a save? I can.
Cool.
Okay, so that's the end of the battle round. Now,
Well, no, so I've got my
you've got your...
team,
Oh, yes. So you're going to heroically intervene over here.
Donk. 5 attacks. Right, we're going to put 3 on that irritating Daedalosus and 2 on the other guy.
Okay, very good.
3 on the Daedalus, 3 hits. 3 on the Daedalus, 3 wounds.
Okay, I don't think he has an invulnerable save.
No, he must do. They've all got them.
Let me triple check. He does have a 5 up invulnerable save. Forgive me.
That's how these Ad Mech roll.
Cool, it's still 2d6 damage.
2d6 damage.
Oh, he's dead.
That's 9 wounds.
Okay, yeah, he's very dead.
Okay, and then we got 2 attacks on. Is it just a tech priest? Is it?
Engine Seer.
Engine Seer. 1 hit. We can re-roll because it's plague weapon. Yeah, it's a wound. It is a wound there.
No save.
Yeah, because he would have 5 up, I think. Right,
Yeah.
d6 damage. That does fail to kill him. So
He
you
lives!
hold me in combat. That's
Okay,
good.
well that's something. Cool, okay, very good. So with that, that is it. So we remove him. We just need to do... Oh yeah, hang on. Okay, so we need some morale here.
Yeah, so basically I'm owed a good hiding, so what I need to do in order to ensure that I lose this game here is to roll a 5 or a 6 on the morale would actually swing it really back round in your favour. I do roll a 5.
Okay.
So that means 5 plague bearers are dead.
4.
4 plague bearers, sorry, of course. So obviously I could remove this one and remove potential of scoring 4 points later on. Whatever I remove over here, Bone will end up having more holding it. So he prevents me getting 2. He's already prevented me getting 4, which is good for Bone. I will remove... Tricky one. I will remove these 4.
Okay.
Like so.
Very good. Okay, so now that morale's done, we need to look at the points. So with that, I score 3 points. So I was 1 point ahead of you. So I would get... So that puts me on 13. I'm now on 16 points.
Yeah, because while I was on 12, and I've just scored 3 points. 1 for this one,
yeah.
1 for this one. So now I'm on 15 points.
Yeah, and I'm
you
on
scored
16.
Another 3 yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you beat him by 1 point.
Okay.
As we go into my turn 5. There we
Oh,
go. Exciting stuff.
All right,
Nail
well,
biter.
let's see what happens. We'll be back in a sec. Turn 5, this is a summary. We are still in combat over here. We've moved over here with the... I can't remember his name. We're holding this objective, and then we're holding this objective with the War Dog. This is a summary. We're going to go straight into it. We're starting with some Psychic.
Yes, indeed. So we'll start with Mr. Smitey.
Okay.
Mr. Smitey. Right, back to 18 brooms. That's what this guy does.
Yeah.
Mr. Smitey, 5 or a 6, you're dead. You've got 1 wound left.
Okay, that's something.
Nice,
I like that.
Okay, he'll then put Miasma of Pestilence on himself now, because that's what he's in range to do. That does go off. He likes doing that.
Cool. What's this guy going to do?
Right, this one is doing a Mr. Smitey, which will be...
Be on him, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, on him.
Yeah.
It's a Super Smite.
Very good. D6.
It's 2.
2 mortal wounds. Okay, that's the end of the Psychic. Let me put the wound counters on. Okay, so it's time now to do the shooting. What are you shooting at?
Clasping at straws here. The thermal spear will go for the infantry, trying to make the scoring unit. How many shots? 3. How many hits? 1. That's all right. That's not bad for you. Failed to wound. That's good.
Okay,
for you. Right. Heavy stubber. I do hit 3 times. Heavy stubber. I do wound 3 times.
Okay, cool. 4 saves. 2 are slain.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, and now the flail.
Just 1 hit. Strength 7. What's your toughness?
Like 3. Yeah, it's definitely 2s to wound.
I have a feeling you might be toughness 4, you know.
Okay, well, let me
should
double
check
check.
that.
It's toughness 4.
Perfect. Well, at that point, you probably win the game then. Because...
is that a plague weapon though?
No.
No, okay.
I don't know why it's not, but it's not.
Yeah, that's weird.
In my head it is.
Yeah.
It's a big old sloppity tongue on
Yeah.
it. But nonetheless, that means that he stays locked in combat. So that's my shooting done. We go straight into the fight phase here.
Sure.
So I'll do 4 attacks, 5 attacks with my Great Unclean One. I'll probably would charge him into your Rangers.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to just do that?
Or
See if we
Vanguards.
can make the charge.
4, 5, 6, 7. No, he needed an 8. So
Okay,
that's
cool.
fine.
So I've got some Overwatch to do there. as
Yep.
well.
Okay. Grab some dice.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, we've got Rad Carbines. Overwatch. 4
4
hits.
hits. 1 wound. Love set?
1. No.
Ah, it's demon save.
Yep. And damage. Just 1.
Just 1.
He loses wounds.
Off with the Plague Bearer.
He misses.
Okay.
Oh no, he hits because I'm within range now, which is one of the reasons I moved. Yes, he would.
Okay, 4 up save needed.
He goes.
Everyone's killed. Okay, cool. Splat.
Right,
Right.
Great and clean one. Let's kill this little runt. That's lots of hits. That's lots of wounds.
Needs 6s here. No, he's dead.
He's
I'm not
very
even going to
dead.
bother to roll it all. Okay,
I'm
cool.
not quite 4 inches away from your Scorpius, so I cannot tag him.
Which is good. Good for me. Cool. I've got to hit you back over here.
Yes.
You're still -1 to hit, so no hits.
I'm not -1 to hit.
Okay, so then 1 hit.
Yes, I didn't put -1.
Oh, of course you didn't.
Yeah.
No wounds. Then.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So that is the end of your turn. We just do a consolidate
He would have
here.
done that, but there we go.
Cool, very good. So we're going into my turn 5 now. I don't want to jinx it, but I might be in a decent position
Yes, you should
here.
win it. You should win it
Let's
now.
see what happens.
Turn 5, a summary. Potentially the final turn, depending on what happens. Potentially the final turn just because there may not be a way to get back in the game. We've got the boat over here and this boat over here for line breaker. This boat is skimmed over here. These 2 Rangers are still on that objective. 2 Plague Bearers. There's smelly presence on those 2 objectives. But hopefully they will be removed momentarily with shooting. Scorpius Disintegrator has moved over here, is now eyeing up this objective there. Great Unclean One's left on his lonesome as the Dominus has flown further away.
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with it.
It's rather...
Cowardly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
But,
it
I
is,
mean, to
Lawrence.
be fair, when you see that thing coming around the corner...
Yeah, no, not interested in it.
Okay, so
Okay, cool.
we'll go straight
So-
into shooting.
Yep. So we'll start off with this guy. He's going to fire into the Plague Bearers.
So these into
So
2
I
Plague
did
Bearers.
roll for my Canticle off camera, and I got re-rolling 1s to hit.
Very good.
So whatever it is of the Omnissiah.
Yes.
So we'll
Benediction.
so we'll start with him firing into these guys. So 12 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because you finally do not have miasma on them.
Nope.
4s. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Start with some
wounds.
saves here. That's 3 failed. Disgustingly resilience. Unit is wiped. Very
Finally,
good.
okay, that's good for them.
This boat now firing into my Poxbringer, the one that's done a lot of super smites this game.
Yes, I'd like
He's
him
been
to-
favoured by Grotty. I think he's been looking up at Grotty. He's one of Grotty's friends
Had
there.
enough of him now. Rolling
Okay.
a 1. Okay, very good. Forced to wound you. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds.
6 wounds. Okay. Yeah, fail those. And he's dead because he only had 3 wounds left. Okay.
We'll come over to this guy. He's going to
Scorpius.
fire everything into
Into the War Dog. Okay.
So to hit, 3 hits, not within 6 unfortunately. to wound. That's 3 wounds.
Okay, 3 wounds.
Minus 3. 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. He is destroyed. Very nice. Doesn't matter if he blows up.
No.
Just put him over here. Okay.
Then, yeah, so I've got he'll fire into this guy.
Yeah, into the Scrivener. We'll leave just the Great Unclean One left alive. On 4 wounds, funnily enough.
All hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds there.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5 saves.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, we take 1 wound.
Okay, and then it'll just be these guys here.
Okay, so we've only got 2 wounds left, so this could kill him.
We're rolling those ones, luckily. Okay, very nice. And then 6s to wound here, 2 damage. So it's only 1
wound
wound
at 6. I do make that save.
Okay, that's
Okay.
my turn. So that's turn 5.
Right, well, let's tally it up.
Right, so.
Yes, so I just want to explain what's happening. So basically, you just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. We would now roll traditionally if the game ends. Which is let's roll anyway for a laugh. Okay, perfect. So the game would end anyway. So there we go. I don't need to concede, but I was about to. But I wanted to say that this little guy would go off with Grotty because he's on 4 wounds now.
Yeah.
So they're very happy.
They're having a good time.
Yeah.
I gotta get an ice cream.
I've decided I quite like my Great Unclean One and Grotty.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah.
Shall we wrap this up?
Okay.
Okay, bye everyone.
And there you have it! An epic nail-biter of a game. With the Ad Mech just getting it against the denizens of the Chaos. It seems appropriate. Crotty was very happy, as was the Great Unclean One. He just bounced around and smashed everything he came across. You know?
I mean, they are a bit more interesting now. I think the Great Unclean Ones. The thing is, if you don't have the right amount of firepower to put into them, you just can't beat them. So I just ignored them.
Yeah.
Which this list needed a little bit more oomph. Which it could have had if you hadn't got that War Dog in there. I think if I'd had 3 disintegrators, I would have given it a punt. But
you did have 3 disintegrators, no?
But you killed one.
Oh, because I killed one, right?
Yeah. So that was that.
Yeah. I mean, well, look, I think the Great Unclean One is. He is kind of interesting. I mean, we didn't really get to test him because you didn't really fire at him. So I don't know how resilient he is. He's certainly more resilient than he was before, but it was kind of like the perfect scenario because yes, you only did like 1 or 2 wounds over the course of the game, so I just regenerated him. Like, okay, well, you know.
He was just rubbing his belly.
I mean, he's basically got 2 layers of saves. He's got a 5-up invuln, and he's got a 4-up disgustingly resilient. There's ways that you can buff him up more. But if you're putting a -1 to hit on him, you haven't got it on your Plague Bearers. I think he's really cool, and he's a lot of fun to use. Yeah. I wish that he had like a sweep attack or something which, you know, he feels a bit lackluster sometimes, you know, because, all right, you suddenly hit only 3 times. You're like, all right, this is a greater demon.
Yeah,
you know?
but I think that...
And you're like, oh, okay, that's it.
But that's Nurgle. They're not killy. They're designed to just outlast you.
Yeah, he does that, but I think a greater demon, you make an exception on. This is a greater demon. That's true. He should have some sort of sweep, you know, and even, he shouldn't be as good as a Bloodthirster in combat, by no means, but you'd expect him to be able to cut down 5 or 6 infantry.
Oh, yeah, that's
as almost a guarantee, because it's a greater demon. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
In terms of the Plague Bearers, look, I thought that new stratagem was quite interesting. Again, we didn't get to see it in perhaps its best light, but you could start to see how the Plague Bearers could, you know, got extra ways of doing extra damage, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah. But they were already quite good anyway. You know, it's one of those things where the Nurgle Demons have kind of gotten a little bit better because they got some extra tools, but they were already one of the better demon choices anyway. Yeah. In terms of the Chaos Knight, I didn't really get to show too much with House Lucaris.
No, killed it.
He killed it dead, you know. Yeah. The War Dog showed at one moment, you know, having the +1 to hit and being Iconoclast, does it make a combat War Dog good?
Makes him all right.
It makes them all right, yeah. That's how I feel. I think it makes them all right. You know, they're not suddenly like amazing. I would still rather take Big Knights, and obviously, usually, I'd rather take if I was being efficient, 2 big guns. I wouldn't take the Desecrator. I thought it was a bit of fun with his 2 War Dogs running around with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, Knights okay, Chaos Demons. You've got some interesting combos, perhaps new units to try.
Yeah. I think Ad Mech though.
But Ad Mech are the winners for
are
me.
the big winners.
Yeah,
With all of their
time.
new units, I just think they're really good. I think Disintegrators are really good. I think that Warlord trait with the exploding sixes is really good.
Extremely powerful.
And the fact that it just says attacks, so it's in your it's in Overwatch as well, is really good.
It's really powerful.
Yeah. Because look, I'd be happy.
It does what it says on the tin. For me, the exciting part of the Ad Mech is the new units though, because it gives you a little bit more variety of play. Because things like the exploding hits sort of lend themselves to, well, I'm just going to create a castle again, so I'll sit in the bubble. But actually now you can build a bit more of a balanced Ad Mech force and have those screening units and the combat out the front, which would be cool. Obviously we don't have those units yet, so we can demonstrate that. But a combination of that and then some bombers. There's like helicopter fire bombers.
I think they're the play styles that you could do with them. I look at it and go, I would love to be collecting Ad Mech at the moment. Yeah. There's so many fun little tricks and rules that you can use.
Good variety.
They're a really fun army. They're a really fun army.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations, Mr. Bone, on your victory. The Ad Mech.
It had to happen eventually.
It had to happen eventually. So the Ad Mech have been victorious against the forces of chaos.
Yes.
But Grotty and his big friend have walked off. They're playing in Nurgle's garden somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to go be a plant with them now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to upgrade? You've just won.
Nah, I like to go back to my roots.
That's very clever. I see what you did there. We'll leave you with that little sentiment. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
I'm becoming a plant!